find hope is something we all have the power to do. You can help create inspirational wishes. Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Triple M.
Good time.
Good time.
Good time.
Rock's greatest hits.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, back Monday from 6.
I've got overdeveloped bone in my lower jaw.
You showed us the other day you opened your mouth in here, Marty. It looks like the yu-yangs in there.
Good times and Rock's greatest hits. 105.1 Triple M.
Afternoon, I'm Alexandra Bryant. A win for an Ivanhoe burger shop after a court dismissed action launched by rapper Kanye West because he stopped pursuing the matter. Ye accused college dropout burgers of deceptive and misleading conduct because the store was named after his debut album. Owner Mark El Khoury is more than happy to move on.
Feeling very relieved. I mean, I don't think there was any doubt that today's hearing was going to go the way it went. But it's just feeling like we could finally move on and focus on the burgers.
A Melbourne man who repeatedly stabbed his own brother, then mowed down a woman, leaving her physically and mentally scarred, has been jailed for 15 years. Elias Natano went on a drunken rampage on Easter Sunday in 2021. Qantas has copped a spray from the Workers' Union after announcing it will hire nearly 10,000 people over the next decade as it recovers from the pandemic. TWU boss Michael Caine says that won't make up for the flying hours lost when the workforce was slashed during COVID.
Alan Joyce can make a desperate recruitment call to the Australian public to come and work for Qantas because the jobs that exist at Qantas now have been culled and they've been cut to the bone.
And Ed Sheeran will break his own Aussie attendance record when he performs at the MCG again tonight. 105,000 people were there last night. More than 107,000 tickets have been sold for this evening.
Triple M Sport.
Australia is chipping away to victory against India in the third test. It was a nightmare start, though, as first innings hero Usman Khawaja was dismissed on the second ball of the day.
Is it the first wicket? He's quite confident. And umpire Joe Wilson thinks he's out.
On Fox Sports, a short time ago, the Aussies were 1 for 40 in their pursuit of 76. And due to personal reasons, Saints speedster Bradley Hill is out of this afternoon's practice match against the Bombers.
This March, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. With 24 stores located in Melbourne, they'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
It's 19 degrees right now. 12 is our low tonight. Tomorrow up to 30 and mostly sunny. And how good footy is back this Savo. The Saints and Bombers starts next, followed by Swans Blues as Triple M rocks footy.
Oi, oi, oi. Where do I get my outdoor gear? Where do I get my outdoor gear? Aussie Disposals, it's all here. Aussie Disposals, it's all here.
Aussie Disposals Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Aussie Disposals for your outdoor adventure.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
It's the time of year when confidence is at an all-time high.
Koch is kicking 3, 4, 5 goals of scrimmage. That stuff just drives us to be better and better.
But everyone needs a practice match first to shake off the rust.
It's on the way, I think.
No, that was a replay.
It's the first chance to see who might dominate this season.
I can sense this boy might just make a difference. The future looks bright.
This is the Triple M Footy pre-season. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Yes, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. We are back bigger than ever in season 2023. Great to have footy back. Great to have footy back on Triple M, and we can't wait. And we've just got a nice little warm-up today before we get into the real season in only about 10 days' time. Lee Montagna here at Moorabbin to watch a big game between St Kilda and the Bombers. Of course, it is the pre-season. We've had 3 games so far this weekend, but looking forward to seeing the Saints in action against Essendon. Alongside me, calling all the action, Will Rolston. Hello, Will.
G'day, Joey. Pleasure to be here.
And we can't have the rush hour on Triple M tonight, but we've brought the rush hour to Triple M footy because Bill Brownless and Dale Thomas have been killing it on air. They are here with us this afternoon. Nice to be here, boys.
Thank you very much, Joey. Will, good to be alongside you. And Bill, welcome back to Special Comments.
Oh, thank you very much, Daisy. Great to be here. Geez, this will be interesting. Looking forward to it. The old St Kilda footy ground back in the day when it was feral out here, Joey. But I'll tell you what, Joey bounced in here. He strutted in here today. Look at me. I'm back in town. Will, you're as keen as mustard. That's the worst jumper I've ever seen. Great to have you here, Days, of course. Not that well liked out here, Collingwood player.
No.
And Fat is here. So looking forward to the game. 2 new coaches, Joey. That's what we're looking forward to, aren't we?
And we are indeed. Brad Scott, of course, coaching the Bombers. 10 years at Kangaroos, having his second stint. And, of course, Ross Lyon back at St Kilda, where he coached for 5 years, took the club to a couple of grand finals. He will also be coaching. But this is the Triple M footy preview. And this year, it's thanks to Jim Beam. Boys, Jim Beam have jumped on board. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam to. Drink responsibly. Daisy, you're a Jim Beam man.
Every now and again, after a couple of Carlton drafts, I'll warm up into a Jim Beam. A couple of white nights to finish off the night, Joey.
Indeed it is. I tell you what, if you guys reckon...
White night?
If you guys reckon I came in here strutting and bouncing around,
did.
well, this man, I tell you what, for Bob Jane Team Arts, buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&Cs apply. Well, Mickey Roberts reckons he used to dominate out here, Bill. He said this was where he used to just own one of these wings out here. Robbo, is it nice to be back at Moorabbin?
Magnificent. I had to get here at 12 o'clock because that's the only way I was going to get in, that's for sure. But, hey, Billy, look at the pristine conditions. This is what it was like in the 80s.
No, it wasn't. There was a mud heap in the middle because you just water it, and then it'd rain.
Yeah, we had a water belt that went over and just landed on the centre. We had busted pipes for about 10 years too. So
in the showers or cold showers?
No, but it's great to be back at Moorabbin. So many familiar faces and so many old players too. Former players have got here to have a look at the Saints. Tuck into the Bombers, and I tell you what, there is a big bit of a breeze going down to the South Road end. So we've got 2 ends, the South Road end and the Danny Frawley centre end. So the Danny Frawley end, the Spud end, up the other way. But I reckon it's about a 3 to 4 goal breeze, that's for sure. Some of the key outs for the Saints not playing, and it's a big list: Max King, Membry, Seb Ross, Billings, McKenzie, Zach Jones, Brad Hill. With family reasons, he can't play. He's a late withdrawal. And Essendon have lost, obviously, Dyson Heppel and Stringer. Stringer may not get to round 1. And Kyle Langford and Guelphy aren't playing. So some big names in both sides not venturing out. 4 umpires again too, don't forget. So
and the red shorts for the Saints.
Yeah, well, the Bombers used to wear the red shorts, didn't they, Willie? The Saints have decided to match that up with their jumper, but that brings me back to the 80s as well.
Yeah, it's because that new sponsor, I think Red Rooster on board this year for the Saints. We'll get down to you throughout the game, Robbo. We can see you up here, so just be careful. We saw you demanded a chair. There wasn't one there. You said, do you know who I am? And you got your seat, so we're keeping an eye.
I'm sitting with the doctors. I'm actually going to sit with the players, bugger it.
Oh, you'll start coaching in a minute, Robbo. Just be careful down there. And, of course, speak about Moorabbin and the cold showers, Bill. Well, Ream hot water, built tough Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. And I reckon there are a few opposition teams that wouldn't mind it having the Ream hot water in the showers here in the old days at Moorabbin.
Oh, mate, let me tell you, it was freezing. You come off, you'd have mud on you, and you just want a nice warm shower. Not at all. It was unbelievable. But look at it now. And the Danny Frawley Centre, which means a lot to us here at Triple M, of course. Spud was a great Triple M man, and that is fantastic. Just not for the footy club, but for the whole community.
Just watching the Saints warming up this end, just in front of us, Joey, see that Caminardi and Zane Cordy look like they'll be starting out of the full forward line.
Oh,
Caminardi and Bill.
Caminiti
we'll go with.
Yeah.
Okay.
You rehearsed that 5 times.
I actually rang a relative and asked for how to say it and then wrote it down wrong. We won't worry about that as an early Amy Clanger. But Bill, a couple of the Saints boys still in their warm-up tops.
Yeah.
Any sleuthing in and around that?
I have. We got some super subs here today.
Oh, right.
By Jack, he's a super sub. Cooper Sharman, super sub. And Tommy Highmore. So they're in their jackets. They'll only come on if there is an injury or they have to come on. but we've gone back to the old super sub days here with those three.
Let's get back down to the boundary line, Robbo. Bob J.T. Marks.
They just had to toss and Billy. My little brother actually tossed the coin. This is a real Roberts family scenario going. He's just walking off with the blazer. You can see him. No worries.
Good-looking man. Where is he?
Zach Merritt won the toss. So he's the new skipper of the Bombers. Had a bit of a win over Steele, and they're going to go to the South Road end, the Bombers, 3 to 4 goal advantage.
Well, speaking of the new skipper, they've got a new obviously, new president, new CEO, a new coach. It's a whole new Bombers team, really.
It is. Some players, of course, Sam Wiedemann coming across from Melbourne out there today. Number 10, Will Setterfield. Alwyn Davey Jr. will also play, son of Alwyn Davey, who played for the Bombers. So there's a few. And, of course, Matthias Filippo. Zane Cordy came across from the Bulldogs for St Kilda as an unrestricted free agent. Liam Stocker from the Blues as a supplementary selection. And Anthony Caminiti, who you touched on, Daisy, as well, in the number 47, will start at full forward for the Saints.
Hello, Ethan. Have we spoken to you?
No, we haven't yet. Hello, Bill.
G'day, how are you? You're on
Have
the
you got
stats today.
anything?
Yeah, you got
For
the
Red Zed? Yeah, I do. Let's start with Matthias Filippo. 28 disposals and a goal and a half a game in the Sandford under-18s last year. Mason Redmond, best on ground. Last time these two teams met, round 14 last year, 31 disposals, 10 coaches' votes. 1 to 3 best on grounds we awarded him on Triple M. And 2 new coaches, Ross Lyon v. Brad Scott. Ross Lyon, 10-4 the ledger his way across their AFL coaching.
Well, there's big 2-metre Peter, who won the best and fairest, also kicked 53 goals for him last week. He goes to Dougal last year. He goes to Dougal Howard, or Dougal Howard goes to him, our man.
Doug.
It's going to be interesting, that little matchup, because they tell me Dougal needs to find something.
Keep an eye on that one, Bill. Here's Will Ralston to get us underway.
So at Moorabbin, the spiritual home of St Kilda in their 150th year, and it's the Bombers who win the first clearance, kicking with the wind. It was Dylan Shield, and that's going to dribble over the boundary line for the first throw-in of the day, deep in the forward line.
Jesus, some wind there.
And Robbo said 3 or 4 goals, Bill. That's gone 55 metres.
I know.
There'll be a throw-up inside 50 for the Bombers. Peter Wright will go up in the ruck against Rowan Marshall. St Kilda fans will be hoping for a big year as the number 1 man now without Paddy Ryder. Shield wins the clearance, just handballs it into the corridor. Parrish missed the mark. The ball spills outside the defensive 50 for St Kilda. A lot of numbers around this football. Merritt feeds it back to Ridley. McGrath has to swivel and off one step kicks it into the forward pocket. Dougal Howard didn't go for the mark, went for the double fister straight down the throat of Alwyn Davey, and the Bombers get the first on the board. Triple M Beacon Trade Scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier. Alwyn Davey Jr. on the board with the first.
Doogsy. Now, that's just a lack of confidence there. Why wouldn't you go for the mark? You're in front. He punches it down. Beautifully called there. Davey just gets onto it. But the double-fisted punch, there's no need for that, Dave.
It was interesting. We look on the Harvey Norman replay, especially the direction that he's going. Fair enough if you're coming from the corridor out towards the boundary and you can kill it dead. He came from the boundary, spoiling it back towards the corridor. Would have loved to have seen him for his confidence take a mark. But Alwyn Davey Jr., how good. What an exciting start for him. We spoke to Matty Guelphy earlier, Bill. He said he was going to be a star in the making, and keep an eye on him.
There's a nice start for the boy.
So we said it was a 3 to 4 goal breeze. That's the first of the day. The Bombers 1-0-6. Saints yet to score. Only about a minute gone. And it looks like the Saints might be able to win this first clearance. But it only goes to the new skipper Merritt. Umpire has spotted a free kick, and it's going the way of Dylan Shields, so he'll win his second clearance. Short kick to the skipper. Zach Merritt just still inside the centre square, puts it down the throat, over the back is Tipper, and he's taken an uncontested chest mark about 15 metres out directly in front.
Jimmy Webster's his direct opponent. Tipper actually did the right thing, as we see here on the replay. He tried to get his body in between Peter Wright and his direct opponent. In doing so, Webster, there was some slight confusion. They both flew up against him. Tipper with that breeze, smart forward just over the back.
Great to see Anthony McDonald, Tipperwoody back in Bombers colours. Retired halfway through the year, returned in the pre-season, and now for the Bombers, he has missed a sitter. That has gone to the right of the goalpost. They've scored their first behind, 1-1-7. Essendon are beating the Saints yet to score.
Sinclair, the best and fairest winner for the Saints, doing the kick-in. Short and wide to Battle. Maybe named now as a defender for St Kilda. Short to Wanganeen Miller up. Still inside the defensive 50. Just inside the boundary line. Expecting big things from him. They're going to try and get the ball in his hands. Such a beautiful kick on this occasion. Long down the line. Matthias Filippo gets the clearance and a little handball. They get the ball forward. There's going to be a free kick going against Zane Cordy, who's starting as a forward for St Kilda.
4 umpires now. One of those was onto that.
And I'll be keeping an eye on the defenders and the forwards off the ball is what these new umpires are going to look for. So it might help the forwards, but not on that occasion. The Bombers switch the ball from one side to the other.
We'll go down to Robbo on the boundary for Bob Bain teammates. Robbo?
Yeah, Winhager into the rooms, as you can see, right-handed fingers. May have had a dislocation, so they're going to go in there and have a good look at that. So fingers, he's off.
Righto, fingers.
So this is Menzies for the Bombers, about 70 metres out. Bangs it inside 50, but it doesn't look like it'll reach a target. I'm wrong. It's Peter Wright on the chest, and he's taken it deep in the pocket.
Where's Dougal? Now, where's my man Dougal? He's on 2 metre, Peter. He's an easy man to find. You can't lose him. And he's taken an uncontested chest mark in the forward pocket.
Be interesting to see which approach he takes here too, Bill. Drop punt, the breeze coming heavy from his left to right here. Just put it up, hopefully let the breeze drift it back in. Drop punt style.
So a tough drop punt for a right footer, and he can't convert. So they've kicked their second behind on the Triple M Beacon Trades scoreboard. 8 plays, 0 Bombers way.
Ethan, Red Z landing stats early, all Bombers.
Yeah, all Bombers. Dylan Shield, 4 disposals in the first 2 minutes before St Kilda even touched the footy.
He had 4 before the Saints.
The Bombers doing all the attacking.
Here he is.
Dougal Howard takes the mark from the kick in from Wanganeen Miller, gives it back. This is what they want to do, although that kick into the corridor. Bombers were queuing up everywhere. One of them was Perkins. Numbers around the footy, inside the centre square. Hunter Clark on hands and knees. Well done by Setterfield, the former Blue. Handballs to Zach Merritt, who off one step gets good purchase with this breeze, gets to the top of the 50. Wright and Dougal Howard again. Little fumble from Peter Wright. Crouch tried to go off the ground. Shield just tries to slap it forward. Now inside 50 for Essendon. And another tap on from Menzies. This one might work out now with Parrish under pressure. High ball, top of the square. Coming across, doing well with Sinclair. And of course, there is another big match going on as well. Ethan for Choice Hotels around the ground, but it's not the footy.
Yeah, around the grounds, different country. India v Australia. Australia, 7 runs needed to win with 9 wickets in hand. Travis Head, 44 not out.
Go the Aussies!
Rowan Marshall wins the boundary throw in deep in Essendon's forward line. The Bombers win it back. This is Martin linking up with Davey. It's a mongrel inside 50. Should be mopped up by the Saints defence. Sinclair handball to Wanganeen Miller. Does well to spin out of trouble, and the Saints are away.
This is with Filippo. His kick went wide looking for Zane Cordy. Goes out of bounds, centre wing in front of the interchange gates here at Moorabbin. Healthy crowd building. Friday afternoon, all coming in from work.
I like your boy, Miller. He does use it well.
Where was that, Bill?
Young boy, Wanganeen.
Miller. And Caminiti too, Bill, not Caminati like you told me. Thanks.
So Draper and Marshall. Draper wins the tap down. Shield another possession. Davey cops it up by hand. Here's Jack Steele. Looking for a big year from him. Coming through is Laverde. Couldn't take the ball. And Highmore taking in a strong tackle. Umpires are going to let them play. Filippo goes in and wins it. He's wrapped up. And a lot of players around this ball on the wing. Eventually the umpire, the 4 umpires this year. And one of them will call the ball up on centre wing. Essendon 1-2-8. St Kilda yet to score. We've played about 7 minutes in the first term.
So in front of the interchange gates, in front of Robbo, it's Marshall. Can't quite get a boot to it. Shield again. He's mobbed by a couple of Saints. Will have the ball up. Nearly 7 minutes into the first quarter. Essendon 8. St Kilda yet to score. We think the Bombers have about a 3 or 4 goal breeze heading their way.
Nice mustard.
Draper muscles his way to the front, wins a clearance, looking for Wiedemann now in Bombers colours. Menzies bounces out of the tackle, looks for Shield, he slips over. Setterfield rides the tackle as well as he puts it to the edge of the 50, but it should travel out of bounds on the full, and Battle will take the ball back in.
Robbo, it's really windy. It is really windy out there.
Definitely a 4-goal breeze and tugging into this forward pocket too.
Yep.
So you got to throw it out in front of goals, Billy.
There's Mickey Roberts dominated Moorabbin in the old days. Bob Jane team buy 3 get 1 free. Plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply as the Bombers win the ball back and again go to the top of the square. Peter Wright and Howard. That time Howard got the fist in, spills to the back, and Battle tries to clear it, looking for Bytel. Doing well there, Sam Durham, who's more reports had a big pre-season for the Bombers on a wing.
The issue with the Saints at the minute is, Joey, they're getting so short on the ball, so a couple of times now they've had it in their back 50. Their deepest player is only 50 metres away, so that condensed area, there's no way you can link it up. You just have to kick it long to a contest. The Bombers doing well, got numbers there, getting those repeat entry inside 50s.
We've got the inside 50 count from Ethan in a minute for Red Z Lending. Ethan?
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats inside 50, 7-0 Essendon's way.
Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman.
So, still in the Bombers forward line. Looks like we might have another stoppage. Ball bouncing around. Shield wins it out. He's had a lot of footy early. Handball's back to Davey, the first goal kicker. 3-on-1 against Wiedemann. But it looks like it could spill to the back the Bombers' way. Saints have numbers. And about 5 metres out from goal. This ball is still trapped. Wilkie sees it over for a boundary throw-in.
Laverde for the Bombers set up as that +1, so he's the deepest for them, but he's only 65 metres away from this contest, so every other player on the ground inside the forward 50 for the Essendon Footy Club.
Of course, the Bombers last season, 15th on the ladder, 7 wins, 15 losses, and a beautiful tap down from Peter Wright to Caldwell, and a flying shot across the face of goal. Boundary throw-in. John Caldwell had a strong season.
Yeah, good tap there. It's not going to go far here. Have a look. The whole 52 players on the team, 20. So about 44 players or even 40 players.
18 on the ground.
Are inside 50.
Yeah, maybe 36. Got there in the end.
It's changed a bit since I played.
No, it hasn't. Still the same amount of players on the field. And Essendon give away a free kick, and the Saints will be happy to take it for Mitch Owens, who's still in the defensive 50, and he'll kick it towards the wing. Big pack of players. Hunter Clark just throws boot on the ball. Here's Cordy. Tries to squeeze one out to Gresham. The umpire's going to pay advantage. So Gresham has a bit of time and space to run, have a bounce. This will be the Saints' first inside 50. Doesn't have a lot to kick to, and it holds up in the breeze. And Owen Davey Jr., who's been everywhere early, deep in defence, gives it to Draper. And they'll clear for the time being, looking for Setterfield. Bytel's come off the bench. Mason Wood. Back to Bytel. Again, Alan Davey with a smother. Great pressure from the Bombers, and Redmond will just clear the area.
High to the wing. Howard does well to spoil in front of Wright. Now it's Stocker, the former Blue. Handball back to the reigning best and fairest winner, Sinclair. High to the wing, Martin flew. Looks like the Saints should win it through Gresham. Handball to Butler. That's Filippo. Back to Gresham. He's got Wood further. Misses by hand. Bombers trying to clean it up, but it's inside the Saints forward 50. Going against a heavy breeze, as we said. And the umpire spotted a high tackle. It's going the Bombers' way. Choice Hotels around the ground. Do we have a result in indoor, Ethan?
Yes, we certainly do. Australia have won by 9 wickets. Travis Head, our boy empty, 49 not out, which means Australia will be in the World Test Championship final as well.
Great.
Well done.
Well done, Aussies.
Great result. As the ball is still inside the forward 50 for St Kilda. They've done well to lock this ball up. They've turned it over from the Bombers, and they'll go deep again. A kick from Burns just went out of bounds, I think, before he got the boot.
Yeah, you're right.
The ball, and we'll have it thrown in 50 metres out of side here at Moorabbin. Nice crowd building. Essendon 1-2-8. St Kilda at the score. We've played just over 11.5 minutes, first term.
Gives the Saints a good chance to structure up here. So we spoke about the inexperienced forward line they're going with, Hamanidi and also Zane Cordy. Gives them a chance now to reset the field. They've got short on the ball as it's been up and down, ping-ponging around.
So from the boundary, the umpire has spotted a free kick going the way of Sam Draper.
Ethan, Red Z lending stats. Draper seems to be dominating the hit-outs early.
Yeah, certainly is. I have those numbers for you shortly. But Owen Davey as well, number 1 ranked player on the ground with his 6 disposals and a goal.
He's been everywhere too. Forward line, back line, kicked a nice goal. Here go the Saints.
So Stocker, straight through the middle of the ground. Finds Caminiti with outstretched hands. Looks for the pocket, holds up in the breeze. It's a tough forward 50 to kick into. And now it's come back out. Bombers with hands on the ball. That's Laverde. He's tackled well in front of the Danny Frawley Centre, and we're going to have a ball up about 60 metres out from the Saints goal. They're still yet to score 12 minutes into the first quarter.
You'd love that kick to hit the hot spot.
Yeah.
Wait just a fraction longer, give your forwards a chance, your big men a chance to get down there, then hit the hot spot, bring the smalls involved as well.
The Bombers have got to score more here, don't they? They've kicked 1 goal. They've got a 4-goal win here.
For all their dominance, they haven't really put the Saints away. And I guess to some extent that could be what St Kilda may be doing, just sacrificing numbers behind the footy, clogging it up.
Ethan, Red Z Lenders, you got anything?
Yeah, hit-outs 9-0 Essendon's way. Clearances 8-2 as well, so good spot, Joe.
McGrath just keeps that ball inside the boundary line. Handballs to Laverde, but his quick kick only as far as Mason Wood, who takes the mark for St Kilda, about 70 metres from home. A lot of numbers back in St Kilda's forward 50, so he's just going to kick it to the top of the square. Big pack of players. Caminiti did the roving that time. Here's Butler. Saints are looking for a big year, but a great tackle from Sam Durham.
Great tackle.
I really like this kid, although it's going to be called a sling tackle.
Reversed it. Has he?
Yeah, it will be. It was a sling tackle, dangerous tackle.
Oh, no.
Sam Durham on Dan Butler. So it'll be Dan Butler who's slow to get to his feet. He'll have a shot for goal 30 metres straight in front. Before he does that, we'll get down to Robbo. Bob Jane team, Mark.
I know that Willie said that there's some emergencies that are on the list, and one of them is Jack Bytel. So he's come onto the ground due to an injury, and we've found out that Marcus Windhager, in the early minutes, actually damaged his finger. They've gone into the rooms. They've pointed a metacarpal bone at the top of the hand. I reckon he's broken it, so could have gone off the scans, but that's a heavy blow to the Saints.
That's a big blow. Already missing a heap of their starting 18. Windhager, their most promising youngster. In the meantime, Dan Butler to get St Kilda's first score of the game, 30 out. And you can see the breeze pull that across to the left. Their first score, they're one behind. Essendon 128. Triple M Beacon Trade Scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every trade easier.
Down the middle, over the centre square.
Oh, Ben Graham style. It's been taken by Rowan Marshall, but that went past the centre circle from the kick out.
A drop punt too, Willie.
Beautiful kick.
That's not.
That wasn't from Rowan Marshall. It's come straight back to the Bombers. Their midfielders link up, and they're going to go inside 50. This kick looking for Jones. Finds him on the chest, 50 out.
Should be able to kick distance.
Oh, yeah.
So a heavy breeze at his back.
The blue boots, have a look at them. Wow,
This will be interesting because the goal kicking in his young career so far, sort of ball, hand to foot, Joey, hasn't been the strong point. So a windy night, he's somewhat at his back, but needs to get the ball drop right, worry about the strike, let the wind take it for distance.
Only played 10 games last year, did Harry Jones. Had an ankle injury among others. And that kick isn't online. So they're not making the most of their dominance so far in this first term. The Bombers, they move to 1-3-9, leading Essendon by 8 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade Scoreboard.
That's right, Dale Thomas, Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. He was all over it. Harry Jones, the poor ball drop. And now the Saints will come out of defence through Wilkie, wide, Butler, half-back flank.
Hold it up, that's all right. Don't mind this.
Kicking into a 3 or 4 goal breeze, the Saints. So, well, they haven't scored. They've done well to keep the Bombers to 1-3. Forced to kick long down the line. Standing there was Wiedemann, and he thought he had the mark. Umpire said play on. So Crouch, just an indiscriminate handball out wide. Higgins made it look good. Bytel, Butler, and eventually knocked out of bounds from D'Ambrosio. Just about 85 metres out from the St Kilda goal, just forward of the wing, out of side Moorabbin. It was a big year for the Saints this year, their 150th year anniversary, and the game in round 3 against Essendon at the MCG will be their big anniversary function.
Oh, the past players all invited back?
Yeah, there will be. Hall of Fame night as well. A couple of players will be elevated for the Hall of Fame and a legend.
Ridley chips sideways to the new sole vice captain, Andy McGrath. So the Bombers have control of the footy for a moment here. It's Caldwell on the wing. Takes the mark on his own. Bombers still leading this by 8 points. Plays on in front of Gresham, does Caldwell. That kick is about 30 metres out in front of goal. Carries over the top of everyone. Menzies is there. Can't find the footy. And the Saints, through Burns, manage to find an outlet.
So it's Bytel who takes the mark in the pocket, and they want to try and get a bit of fast play in Kilda. That's been their method over pre-season. The handball from Wilkie, and then the kick was poor, turned over. Now Essendon will look to reload through McGrath. He steps around Butler, then drives it to the top of the square. Battle was in good position on Jones, but couldn't bring down the mark. And then Essendon's forward pressure's pretty good, and they'll lock the ball up top of the square. Good tackle from Tip and Woody.
Oh, he wasn't going anywhere there. The tipper just got hold of him.
Can they get some score on the board here, Essendon? They need some reward for effort. It was a good tap from right, but only as far as Hunter Clark, and then Zane Cordy kicks it to the top of the 50. Essendon got some numbers. Wiedemann. He's going to get the free kick.
You could nearly kick this if you just hit it nicely. Time it.
Saw Jade Gresham in the warm-up, who isn't the longest kick of the footy, dobbed one from a very similar spot. So again, you don't have to go back and kick the socks off it, Bill. Kick the cover off it, worry about a nice strike.
Just time it nicely.
Man on the mark, just 1 metre inside the square, the centre square here at the Moorabbin Oval. It's going to be a 60-metre kick, but there's a strong breeze, and it's Sam Wiedemann who can strike them pretty well.
And hit it right.
He's given it a good ride, got to the goal line, just through from behind. So Essendon peppering away, but haven't been able to get the score on the board there. 1-4-10. St Kilda at 1 behind. We've played 18.5 minutes. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, first quarter.
Australia have won the third test over there in indoor. Great win. 9 wickets. Well done, Aussies.
So Jack Sinclair, what a fabulous year he had last year for the Saints. And he comes out of the goal-kicking position. It's gone straight down the throat again of Sam Wiedemann. He sends it laterally. Ball in the hands of Ridley. Usually a nice user. That one's going to bounce in front of Peter Wright, who sees it over the boundary line. About 50 metres out from the Bombers' goal, they still lead 10-1 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
The ball thrown in, 50 out from the Essendon goal. Hunter Clark. Another one of these Saints, they're all looking for a big year. Here's Perkins outside of the boot, across the face. Through for another behind. 1-5-11 for Essendon. St Kilda 1 behind. Just over 6 minutes to play in this first quarter.
Inside 50s, Eve?
Inside 50s, 12-5 Essendon's way. St Kilda kicking efficiency. Just going 50% by foot, the Saints.
Dougal. He likes the handball, Dougal.
This could come to us.
No, Dukes, just kick it along. Thank you.
And he does. Up to the wing. Flying high. Over the top was Caminiti.
Likely, lad.
Caminiti.
Tell us about him, Dave. Know the family?
Yeah, well, his auntie, I led to leave. Bill owns the Charcoal Grill on the Hill. Fantastic establishment there in Kew. So get along there and get yourself a steak, and you might see a young footballer walk through the doors as well.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Fantastic. Runs that.
So a couple of stoppages in front of the interchange gates. We go up again. Marshall puts it down the throat of Crouch. Patton, his kick was smothered. Gresham, back to Crouch. Under pressure is Stocker, does well to get the hands out. This is Burns, and now Webster is rebounding.
This is nice ball movement by the Saints. They just need a forward to present here. There wasn't much on, so Higgins had to go short and wide. It was a good kick too. Mason Wood worked really hard for him. And takes the mark right on the wing, out of sight here, Moorabbin. Again short, Wanganeen Miller up, had a bit of ball, steps inside, he's the man you want, can he deliver inside 50? Misses the target, gets to the back, Owens with the pick up for St Kilda, handball, steal, throws it on the left boot, top of the square, holds it with the breeze, they fly from everywhere, Zane Cordy mopped it up, but there's been a push against the Saints, and the free kick will go the way of Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Not ideal to give the free kick away, but great courage from the two young boys down there, Cordy and Caminiti, both going back with courage, back with the flight.
Robbo for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, it's official. Marcus Windhager out with that hand, the metacarpal bone on the top. He's iced up. He's just got his training kit on now, so they'll scan that. Hopefully it's not a break, but concerns for him with a broken hand, the right side. That's why Bytel is out on the ground.
Yep. So Merritt has the footy on the half-back flank. That kick was cut off by Wanganeen Miller, and he punched it straight back over the boundary line, so they were thrown in front of the interchange gates. It's the Bombers 11, the Saints 1, 21.5 gone in the first quarter on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just keep your eye on the crowd here too, Bill. There's plenty happening around the grounds. A kid with a mullet before and 3 buckets of chips. The locals are certainly having a good time.
It's a good crowd, Joe.
And you spotted someone in the crowd pre-game days. There might be a big celebrity here.
Eric Banner was up in one of the boxes just to our right, so another superstar in town.
Gresham tried to create something by foot. It was a poor kick turnover. Here's Alwyn Davey Jr., who's been the highlight of the first quarter for Essendon. Sweeping handballing board, probably to the wrong man. It was a big draper. Another little fumble then was wrapped up from Gresham. And we'll get a stoppage, 55 out from St Kilda's goal. Still yet to kick a major in this first term, kicking into a 3 or 4 goal breeze to the right of the broadcast. Danny Frawley's centre end, as it will now be known. Here's Owens. Gets it to Filippo. A couple of youngsters combined, shot for goal, but again from 40 out. Holds up in the breeze, and the mark taken, last line of defence, and now the Bombers will look to counter. Here's Redmond.
Redmond handball. Goes to D'Ambrosio. Doesn't have a whole lot of field, so he switches play, and Ridley has an absolute hectare out here. Davey Jr. is on if he wants him.
Oh, Tipper, kick it to the tip.
So the ball comes to Tipperwoody, takes it in front of Webster, who cleaned him up after the fact.
Corky. I reckon that's a corky, and a good one. Oh, yes.
Bit of a limp.
Getting out of bed tomorrow morning. Good luck, Tip. Jeez.
So Tipper takes the short option to the skipper, Merritt. He's about 55 metres out. He'll kick this footy. Swings around onto his left. That goes high and long. Wright's underneath it, as are a bunch of Saints. Burns throws it out to Owens, and the umpire spotted it. So it's a free kick. It's going the Bombers' way. And it looks like Martin will have a shot on goal.
Good work, Willie. You were right on that. You were there before the umpire.
The kick wasn't ideal from Merritt coming in, but at least it wasn't a long point, Bill. That's what St Kilda would have been happy with so far, forcing Essendon to have those shots from 50 and beyond. Inaccuracy, yes, but also the percentage of getting them rather than trying to hit the hot spot like Merritt did there.
So Nick Martin, debut season last year, kicked 5 on debut. He's in the pocket. He's a right footer. It should suit him, but he's hit the post halfway up. And they've now kicked their 6th behind, have the Bombers. They move to 1-6-12. St Kilda 0-1-1 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Sinclair finds Wood, and again they give that handball over the top to Wilkie. They've done this a few times. That's a better kick. Finds Liam Stocker. New Saint point of the square. That wasn't a great option. Went short. Bombers everywhere. And now on the turnover, McGrath. Ball goes inside 50. Wilkie's in the box seat. Kick over the head of Harry Jones, who didn't read it with the breeze.
Just read it beautifully, didn't he, Wilkie?
Did. Carl Wilkie takes the mark. Part of the leadership group. Kick will go out of bounds just outside the forward 50 for the Bombers inside the final 2 minutes of this first quarter. Essendon all the attacking with a strong breeze, but only the 1-goal 6. St Kilda 1 behind, 25 minutes played.
So 1:58 and counting. It's Marshall and Draper. Edge of the Bombers, 450. Saints should win it. Webster. Handball to Mason Wood. High to the wing. Caminiti flies again. He's looked promising in this position. Supporter wanted to throw. He's not going to get it. Umpire letting it play. The ball isn't moving far. We're still on the wing. Essendon 1-6-12. St Kilda 0-1-1. A goalless first quarter for them into a heavy breeze. Bombers now, a chance to attack. Shield has it from the Merritt handball. Spinning in circles, gives it back to Merritt, goes over his head, trying to beat a number of Saints, does pretty well.
Oh, gone.
Setterfield tackle to the ground, umpire calls holding the ball, and the Saints have it on their half-back line.
He had prior, so good umpiring.
That'll be Rowan Marshall. He's had a tough battle in this first term against Big Sammy Draper. He's going to kick it long to a contest. Flying in front was Filippo, got both hands to it and was hit across the head, so he'll get the free kick. Well done, young man.
Been okay, Joey.
Done some nice things in this first term. Pick number 10 in the draft, Mateus Filippo. Big raps on him at St Kilda. They love the way he goes about it.
Oh, well done.
This one to the top of the square, and Benny Patton floats across. Sam Draper thought he had his name written all over it. Didn't see Patton drifting across. And on the second bite, takes the mark about 35 metres out. He'll take a good kick, though, into the strong breeze.
Exactly right. But good mark because, as you said, Big Drapes was coming across and juggled it, but a very good mark. Now, let's have a look at here. He's 40 metres out, kicking straight into the breeze.
Ben Patton, just the 4 goals in his 55 AFL games, usually fender. Has drifted forward. He's given it a good ride. He's got the journey. Just pushed it across the left. Inside the final 20 seconds of this opening term, St Kilda 2 behinds, Essendon 1-6-12, and that's all thanks to the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So D'Ambrosio has it in the pocket for the Bombers in front of the Danny Frawley centre. With 10 seconds remaining, it looks like the Bombers will carry this 10-point lead into the second quarter, but that is a dangerous handball. Hang on 1 second, it's Higgins. The Saints have mangled this up, and on the siren, Caminiti had a shot. It won't count. Dribbled over the boundary line. So the Bombers 1-6-12. The Saints 0-2-2 at quarter time. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, we're here at Moorabbin. Triple M rocks footy.
that quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
score a quick-fire 40 with 40 Chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's.
Bet with Bluebet, the true blue Aussie bookie. Proud supporters of Triple M's Rush Hour. Download the app today. Gamble responsibly.
This March, Bob J T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. With 24 stores located in Melbourne, they'll look after you. T's and C's apply. We've had a collision out on the Monash Freeway this afternoon, outbound at Heatherton Road. Left-hand emergency lane is currently blocked. Heavy delays now from Eastlink. Also a breakdown inbound on the Monash, that's near Yarra Boulevard. The left-hand lane currently closed there. The King anniversary sale ends soon. Save on selected Australian design, award-winning furniture. Sale ends soon. Visit your nearest King showroom today. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Geez, I love beer. Can or bottle? I feel like I drink a bit more aggressively out of cans. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard to suck from a glass bottle because it doesn't, the air doesn't. No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but the glass bottle goes.
You made it better. Turn the lights off. She's doing the sucking sound.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Get Aussie Broadband Mobile with all SIM coverage and super speeds.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Kane has a carpentry business. His challenge to renew his public liability insurance for less than his old policy. On your marks, get set.
Yeah, I just did it.
What?
Yeah, I went online to BizCover. Took 5 minutes. I compared a bunch of policies. I saved over $250.
So, no dramas?
No dramas at all.
There are literally no dramas when you go to BizCover, the business insurance specialists. Save time, money, and get instant cover at bizcover.com.au.
There are so many delicious meals you can cook with pork chops. Delicious pork chops and apple sauce, caramelised pork chops, and quick and easy mustard pork chops. Check out all the recipes at pork.com.au and get some pork on your fork.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Tonight in 9 News, what's really wrong with Tony Mockbell, the latest live? Flying high, Qantas offering thousands of new jobs. Cheap chemist iCare cutting the cost of living. And Ed Sheeran's serenade to his mate Warnie. 9 News at 6.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Where do I get my outdoor gear? Where do I get my outdoor gear? Aussie Disposals, it's all here. Aussie Disposals, it's all here.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Aussie Disposals for your outdoor adventure.
The calming sound of a portly wombat, sprawled out in the afternoon sun, snoozing off a big weekend of borough renovations. A calm driver is a safe driver, brought to you by Toyota Safety Sense, designed to protect us all. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
And Ream Hot Water as well, built tough frosty conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the Ream. Triple M rocks footy. We're here at Moorabbin, quarter time between St Kilda and the Bombers, and Essendon kicking with, as Robbo described, a 3 to 4 goal breeze. Could only manage 1 goal, 6-12. St Kilda had their work cut out, and they had 2 behind, so they lead by 10 points to the Bombers. I'm here with Will Rolston, Billy Brownless, Dale Thomas, but before we get to these guys for their summation of the first quarter, we want to get down to the boundary line. Mickey Roberts, Bob Jane, T-Mart. Don't tell us there's another injury to St Kilda, already missing about 6 or 7 of their best 22.
Yeah, Marcus Windhager, he's got a right hand injury. The doctors were pointing to the top of the hand now. Billy, there's 27 bones in the hand and 5 are in the palm region. And it's the metacarpal bone, and that's what they're concerned with. So he'll definitely go off and have scans. He's got ice on that as well. So I'll tell you what, if you get a busted hand or a break in that area, you could be buggered for a couple of weeks. So fingers crossed for Windhager. And Ross would have been happy, though, with the wind situation running up against the breeze. What are they? A couple of points, but the Bombers have only scored 1-6. So you got to run the ball at Moorabbin. Same dimensions as the MCG, right. So just kick long with it.
Thank you, Robbo.
Around on the boundary and special comments.
Up here, we've got the Rush Hour boys, Dale Thomas, Billy Brownless. Hey, Billy, what did you make of the first quarter?
Oh, it wasn't a great quarter to watch, to be honest. So let's be honest here. The wind is no good at all. It's 4-goal breeze. There's a lot of breeze there, and Essendon should be a lot better than 1 goal 6. They wasted opportunities, Dave.
Yeah, they did. Long points killed them. So we need the Saints here, as Robbo was alluding to, connect the field. We'd love to see them running, the Bombers running gun here up the field, trying to get some overlap handball, which the Saints weren't able to do going into that breeze in the first term.
And look, let's see if they can do it, because they win the first clearance from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Ridley almost brings in a great defensive mark. Bombers, last line of defence, and it's Filippo kicks his goal.
It's our man,
Mateus Filippo. He kicked 2 second-half goals against Melbourne last week in the match simulation, and now he's kicked the Saints first. They move to 1-2-8. Essendon 1-6-12 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Really positive start coming out of the break for the Saints. Worked hard into the breeze, held steady enough, only conceding the 1 goal, but then got their opportunity. A good clean centre bounce, clean air, but a good discipline kick 2 going inside forward 50 from Crouch. Hit a dangerous spot. A lot of players gathered around, and Mateus Filippo, some nice class composure in the tight confines.
On the opposite foot too, on the right foot there, he's a left footer. So nice goal, Mateus, we like him. And I'll tell you what the umpires are doing, they're letting the ball go a bit longer, aren't they? In the packs, they're letting it get it out, so that is good.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Billy Brownless, Dale Thomas, Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Saints get there first, they're on the board through their young superstar, Filippo. They're back in the middle. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Strong tackle by Tal. Forces the turnover. Crouch now with hands to Bytel. It goes into the pocket, but ill-directed. It'll bounce out of bounds. 10 metres around from the St Kilda goal.
Who was the tackler there?
Jack Bytel.
Very good tackle. Turned the game around there.
So the Saints will try and own a bit of territory with the breeze in this second term. Zane Cordy starting at full forward. He's going up against Draper in the ruck. Higgins tries to come through, got McGrath high. And one of the 4 umpires, the out of zone officiating umpire, saw that one, so the correct call. It'll be Andy McGrath. Deep in defence for the Bombers.
So what are they going to do? Because it is difficult kicking into this breeze. Look at that.
Wiedemann was the man that tried to fly. Into a couple of nice marks in that first quarter, coming up as the second ruck. And that ball will go out of bounds, just forward of the wing for St Kilda.
So you've got to try and run it up, don't you, Dave? You've got to try and run the ball into the breeze.
Yeah, or even this as a result isn't too bad. You get neutral territory, you can reset the ground 50 metres each side. So gives the Bombers here a chance to set up, take some more field position. So not the worst result of boundary throwing.
Bombers with hands on it, right in front of us here on the balcony at RSCA Park. St Kilda kicking their first goal for the number 10 draft pick, Mateus Filippo. They're 4 points behind the Bombers. Hands on it now. Crouch was tackled well, and he was caught holding the footy. Sam Durham will be the beneficiary.
An important player for Essendon this year, Sam Durham on the wing. Had an excellent season last year, up to the 27 games, and the Bombers have looked to switch the ball. So they're not just going to take the long down the line. Zerk Thatcher, Laverde, short to Ridley. So still inside the defensive 50, but they're able to shift the defence. Good low kick, Redmond. Point of the square, half back. Sees something he likes. Wide. Good kick too. Finds Nick Martin. This is a good build-up from Essendon into the breeze. He wheels and goes. Another good kick too. Finds Wiedemann. Good point of the square. That kicking board wasn't a good one. He went to centre-half forward. Well done by Jack Higgins. Forced a turnover. And the Saints, I was going to say they were away, but it was a poor kick. And Essendon will mop up at half-back.
Zerk Thatcher doesn't have much support, so it's a wild handball over the shoulder. McGrath does well to mop it up. The Vice combines with the skipper. Dylan Shield has all the space in the world. He could run inside 50 and have a ping if he likes. It's a mongrel off the boot. Tip and Woody first to meet it. Does well to keep his feet. Goes to ground now. Ball spills out. Draper kicked goal of the year last year. Handball back to Wiedemann, and now the Saints are going to rebound from defensive 50 through an absolute tour.
Yeah, Benny Patton looked up. He saw nothing, so he just tried to kick it as far and as wide as he could. And it might work out because the ball didn't sit for Laverde. Good pressure again from Filippo, who wins the tough ball and then kicks it inside 50. Wow, that was a big hit from Ridley. Got Jack Higgins right across the head. That is something Spud would have been proud of here at Moorabbin.
He would have. Filippo, 190 and 88.
Yeah.
Big boy, Will.
Yep. Promising type.
They won an important contest on the wing. Got it inside 50, and Jack Higgins.
This is bread and butter, isn't it, for these boys?
Should be.
How good's bread with butter?
And a lot of it.
Kicked 30 goals last year for St Kilda. We'll kick this from 50 out. 45-degree angle. Sits it out high. Lets the breeze bring it back. And a beautiful kick from Jack Higgins. And St Kilda are in front. Early stages, second quarter. They've kicked the opening 2 goals. They're 2-2-14. The Bombers 1-6-12. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier, Daisy.
Well, it was a let-off at one end, though. Dylan Shield rolling inside forward 50, no pressure whatsoever. Had Peter Wright presenting, trying to connect the field. It was too far for him to have a shot from 45 into that breeze, but just absolutely monged it. But then the kick coming out, Bill, was so smart. I'm not sure who the player was, Joey, who you called.
Patton.
Patton, there you go. The big high torp out to the open space here on the wing, bought enough time for his team to come across, and from there they're able to play, Bill.
Yeah, spot on. And good finish there by Higgins. Put it out, like we've been saying. Put it out there, let the breeze do the work. It did. And the Saints have hit the front, believe it or not.
From McDonald's and Green Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy, back-to-back goals for the Saints through Filippo and now Higgins. And the captain Steele snaps it out of the clearance. Higgins
bad.
pushed there. Umpire says no. Kelly mops up a loose footy. That was Caminiti who handballed to no one. Ball about 45 metres out from the Saints goal, and it's going to be thrown up.
Of course, we are at Moorabbin for these practice matches before next Thursday, or Thursday week, I should say. We'll have opening round. We are the only radio station here at Moorabbin. They're catching all the action. Triple M footy, Caldwell, Davey, Martin, all by hand. And eventually it got to Perkins, who was forced to kick off one step. Oh, Dougal went for the fly of Peter Wright. Wasn't sure what he was doing when he was up there. And in the end, Wanganeen Miller off one step from half forward. Setterfield wrapped up in a strong tackle is Laverde from Gresham. And we'll have it thrown up, point of the square. St Kilda's attacking end. They've kicked 2 goals in this term that lead by 2 points. It'll be Draper and Marshall. Setterfield tries to win the clearance. Hunter Clark does, just squeezes out a quick little kick about 30 metres forward. How will the umpires see this? They will pay insufficient intent.
Insufficient intent.
Because that's what you'd want to be doing, Bill. When you're kicking it inside 50, you'd want to be giving it back. 4 umpires and they're still buggering it up.
We might as well just call it last kick out of bounds these days. It's basically what it is now. There's Cordy. Well, Marshall it was, it flew from the back, couldn't quite bring it down. Hunter Clark goes in again. Crouch on hands and knees. He's taken a tackle from Darcy Parish. Haven't called Darcy Parish's name too much, Ethan, for Red Z Lending in this first quarter and a bit.
Yeah, Darcy Parish, just the 4 disposals so far, only 6 metres gained as well.
So the Saints running inside 50. This is Crouch. It's a low kick, and Kelly does well to take it above his head.
Good mark.
How many metres gains that per disposal, Bill? If he's had 6 metres gained with 4 disposals.
1.5.
Very close.
Oh, no, I knew it was right because no one said it.
Zerk Thatcher running out of defence. Looking for Davey Jr. Should be cut off by Wood. Umpire didn't pay it, but the other umpire did. It's the top of the arm.
Yeah. Oh, he nearly have a shot here. Braced himself as Mason would.
He's halfway to Frankston.
He just sits it up.
Sits it up nicely, going inside 50, and it's well chopped off once again by Jordan Ridley, who plays that role so well.
Yeah, 5th in the best and fairest last year, Jordan Ridley, but I think they'll try and free him up a little bit more to do what he does best, which is intercept mark.
Oh,
Valverde and him just whacks. Well, it's back to Ridley, deep in defence. Yet to score in his second term, the Bombers, kicking into a strong breeze. Short to Redmond. St Kilda's got their team defence set up pretty well. So Redmond's going to be forced to get long and high. It's going to hold up in the breeze. Who wants to stand under it? Durham again did, the youngster. And he's got plenty of courage and he takes a nice mark, having a good game.
Good smarts from the young fella too there, Joey. A bit like Jack in the Pack in the old days. The ruckman went a long way back. He just stood in front, read it best.
Oh, and kicked it out in the full. Oh, no. Robbo was right there, Robbo.
Out by a metre. You're kidding.
So it was Perkins who took the mark on the line. His kick up to a half-forward flank for the Bombers. Parrish, now with his 5th touch. Finds Wiedemann, who spills it. Higgins with Gresham. Nice tackle in the centre square, and the Bombers, as a result, win the footy back. Redmond handles across the 50-metre arc. Kelly, and now up on the wing is D'Ambrosio, who's got the footy for the Bombers.
Held up for the time being. D'Ambrosio. Played the 4 games last season. 8 games, I should say, for the Bombers last season. That kick wasn't his best, out of bounds on the full. Bit of a scrappy game, isn't it, Bill, with the breeze making it a bit difficult?
Yes, it is.
Just the 2 goals to 1. Tricky conditions. Mitch Owens attacked the footy hard, couldn't take the mark. Ridley positioned himself as the free player. Ball gets all the way over the back, but hits the behind post out of bounds.
Which is a win for the Saints.
Like a boundary throw in, 10 metres out. Goals to Philippo and Higgins in this quarter for the Saints. Just the 1 goal for Essendon in the opening term to Alvin Davey Jr. And it'll be Owens doing the ruck work against Wiedemann. Owens almost tried to get boot the ball. Ridley did well. Takes possession, throws it on the ball. Wood had to go with courage. Tipping Woody was coming the other way. Both players kept their eye on the footy, and it spills to Laverde. Josh Battle dropped the mark. Big contest on the wing. Liam Stocker had a fumble. Tipping Woody again went in hard, but a little bit reckless.
Free kick.
Gave away the free kick, and it'll be Liam Stocker, the former Blue.
You know he's around, don't you, Tip?
Yep.
So Stocker, only the 6 games for the Blues last year, now finds himself in Saints colours. This goes deep inside 50, and it's well marked by Owens. Handball off to Jack Higgins, and he's kicked his second. Simple as that for the Saints. It carried in the breeze, and they've now kicked 3 for the quarter. They move to 3-2-20 ahead of the Bombers 1-6-12. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Not really reinventing the wheel here, the Saints. Just getting into a dangerous spot, getting a good contest, and on the back of that, getting their numbers there. Really unselfish play there by Owens. Could have waltzed into the open goal. Higgins flying by. Harvey Norman replay, gave it to him, and Bill, the young kids out there will be pumped with that because Jack Higgins has kicked it out of the stadium, out of the park.
There's a free footy.
And somebody down in here in Moorabbin will have themselves a brand new Sheridan.
Gee, they're annoying, those little forwards that do that. Owens could have gone back. He did all the hard work. He takes a good contested mark, and there he is, just snapping around at your heels, and you've got to give it to him.
What do you reckon of old mate's kick down here, Bill?
And the red hat?
Orange puffer vest, orange thing on underneath it.
Which is the sleeveless orange puffer vest.
That would be the vest part of the vest.
With desert boots.
The McDonald's Cream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, back in the middle. Full house here too, particularly Danny Frawley down the grandstand. Shockers.
Look at it.
The free kick will be going to Archie Perkins in the centre bounce. Goes short and wide to McGrath.
They've done this a bit, haven't they?
Trying to just be a bit more control with the footy this year. I think it's part of Brad Scott's instructions to this group. They were a little bit reckless at times as Wiedemann just stood his ground.
Who jumped too early?
It was looked like Zane Cordy again, or Hunter Clark, who flew early. Allowed Wiedemann to take the mark. Goes inside 50. Alvin Davey Jr. taken high. Going to get the free kick. The youngster who's been mildly impressive, almost looks certain to debut in round 1.
No doubt about that.
The form he showed today and last week as well in the practice match against the Gold Coast Suns.
Got to come around here a bit. He's trying to get some ground. He's still got to come around. I don't know if he'll make the distance here into the wind.
He'll take a good kick. He was picked 45, father-son. His father...
With his brother, didn't he?
Yeah, his brother as well, who's just had a long-term injury. Owen Davies going to kick from 45 on a bit of a tough angle. He tried to give it a roost and in the end kicked it out of bounds on the full. Saints lead this one by 8 points. Halfway through the second term here at Moorabbin. The Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Ream hot water. Built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Install a Ream.
Bombers now. Still on their half-forward flank. McGrath wraps up a tackle. And that was against Cordy, so we have the ball up. Still with an 8-point lead are the Saints.
Just getting a request here, Bill, just while the game's a bit of a stalemate this quarter and people tuning in the rush hour, they still want to hear one of Billy's jokes. So make sure you have a little Billy's joke lined up for the listeners.
Righto, we're just going into the 5 o'clock news, by the way, if we're on air, but we're not, of course. We're here live at RSEA Park. Which is...
Oh, Mason Wood with a big fly.
Oh, he's on fire.
Have a shot.
He'll run around him, have a bounce and have a ping, would he? Oh, he's away now. Look at him.
Short kick to Burns. On the wing, just inside the boundary line. Caminiti. Strong mark in front of Zerk Thatcher.
He's been all right.
There's been a nice build-up. He wheels and goes into the pocket. Ben Patton's drifting forward. Well done, D'Ambrosio. Just got a hand to that. Out of bounds. Nice build-up from St Kilda. Showed some good signs in this second quarter. Obviously, they were really disappointing here in an unofficial practice match against Melbourne last week, but the D's are up and about. With a much better showing so far. They lead this one by 8 points, and they got the ball inside 50. Butler just picks it up, throws it on the boot, and like a natural small forward, snaps the goal. And St Kilda have kicked 4 straight in this second term, and they're out to a 14-point lead. They're 4-2-26, Essendon 1-6-12, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And there's the differences so far in the 2 quarters we've seen. The Bombers with this breeze, we saw Harry Jones take a mark in almost the exact same spot, decided to go back slowly instead of wheeling, having the shot himself. Caminiti there on that occasion took the mark, but had the smarts and the nous just to wheel, keep the ball going. Although it didn't quite hit the target he was intending it to, got a deeper, got a stoppage on the back of it, get a goal as a result of that. Good play by the Saints.
Yeah, Red Z Lending Stats, they're plus 12 contested ball, the Saints, plus 6 clearances as well. Brad Crouch, number 1 ranked player this term, already 9 disposals first 15 minutes.
What's Jack Steele at?
Jack Steele, Red Z Lending Stats, just the 5 touches.
What about Parrish?
Very quiet.
Darcy Parrish, 5 touches as well.
How many metres gained?
12. What's that, Bill?
Oh, it's about 2.12.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Saints now with a 14-point lead, and it's all happened in this quarter. They win another clearance. Higgins, a little bit too clever for his own good. Bombers win it back. D'Ambrosio, high kick, looking for Wiedemann. Camps underneath it, and it's Cordy, I believe. No, it's Rowan Marshall who's taken the mark, and they're able to spread through the middle. Wanganeen Miller up to no one in particular. Kelly misses it. Clean bowl. Laverty brought down and tackled by Cordy, and it's a ball up about 51 metres out from the Saints goal, who have all the momentum.
They have. Essendon a bit jumpy, aren't they? They're just the back line making a few mistakes here, the Bombers under the pump.
And they keep applying the screws. St Kilda.
What's that for?
And not sure why. That free kick was paid for the ruck.
He had the ball, and
it's going to go the way of Rowan Marshall anyway against Sam Draper.
I'd like to have a look at that again. And Big Rosa says, I can kick this.
He certainly can. Man on the mark, right on the 50-metre line. And as Mickey Roberts told us, 4-goal breeze. Saints have kicked their 4 goals.
It's not a free kick.
A little bit of a parachuting of the jumper, but not a whole lot in it, Bill. You're right. The umpires have had the whistle away for the most part.
So Big Row Marshall needs a big year for St Kilda this year, particularly without Max King early.
Bang.
Just lays back on it, gives it an absolute ride. Goal post high, straight through the middle, and the Saints are on fire. They've kicked 5 straight in this second term, and they've blown this one out to a 20-point lead. They're 5-2-32. Essendon stuck on their quarter-time score, 1-6-12. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
A little bit of home ground knowledge, Bill. We've seen Higgins just pop one up into the breeze, not try and kick it through it, just drift it up on that right post, let it come back, and then Rowan Marshall, just smart. He's hit it well, but didn't try and overkick it. It went through 3-quarter post high.
Beautiful kick by the big ruckman too. And normally not great kicks at goal. Well done, the big Rosa.
So here at Moorabbin, in front of the Saints faithful, they'd be very happy with this second term. They've kicked 5 straight. The Bombers weren't able to do that when they had the breeze. They only managed 1 goal 6. Which means St Kilda now with a 20-point lead. Umpire recalls that bounce.
Both have 7 shots at goal.
Correct, Bill. Parrish caught in the tackle. Clark, hands on the footy. Umpire wants to see it go up again.
Gee, they let it go now. They let it go for like an extra second, it looks like, Days, in those tussles.
Yeah, in the clenches there, just giving the players a chance to either spill it out or force it out, but don't mind it.
Hunter Clark, clever little move, and then a dribble little kick inside 50. Higgins is lurking, shows Gresham. Gresham got forward of the ball. Higgins played for a free kick.
Yep.
And the ball will end up going out of bounds. 52 metres around from St Kilda's goal. Dominating some of the Red Z Lending stats that are standing out this quarter, Ethan.
Well, I was just looking at the numbers with the wind. All 6 goals have come with the wind so far. Inside 50s, 26-11 to the left as well.
12-3 inside 50s in this second quarter. St Kilda making the most of this win. Steele, sharp handball. Filippo done some nice things. Good handball back to Steele. Twists and turns and then pops it up into the pocket. Standing his ground. Terrific mark. Willan D'Ambrosio.
Good grab.
And the big pack was bearing down. And he takes the mark, last line of the fence, and he'll switch the play. He'll find Ridley.
So we still see Zane Cordy playing in the forward line for the Saints in the absence of King and Membry. A few names out today for the Saints, including Brad Hill, who was a late withdrawal for personal reasons. Jake Kelly, deep in defence for the Bombers. Well done, flying high was Archie Perkins, takes a mark on the back left flank. St Kilda still with the 20-point lead. Perkins looking for Peter Wright. He hasn't done much today, and he won't here either. Saints work it through hands. Wanganeen Miller has hands on the footy now. That kick over the top of Filippo. Laverty caught in a tackle. Saints win it back. Back to Filippo. He's already kicked one, and that's not going to be his second. In fact, it goes out on the full.
Getting a little bit of feedback there from Butler as well. Maybe an option to go with the handball. Someone running past rather than having the shot.
Oh, well, he's 50 years. Should have really kicked the goal. You've got to take that on. Here's these short little kicks of the Bombers. They're trying to, but it's just no movement. There is no movement at all, so going to have to go down the line.
They're not really taking any risks from what we've seen in their couple of practice matches out of defence this year, the Bombers.
Rosa, is it?
Sure up their defences. Yeah, right. Rosa Marshall. Big, strong contested mark in that pack. 80 metres out. And he's going to send it right back to where it came from. Into the pocket. Mitch Owens did well not to get outmarked. And then he applies the pressure. That's what he's down there to do. Mitch Owens brought the ball to ground, laid the tackle.
He's a good size too. 191 and 91 kicks. Yeah. Good size.
So we just have to play a little bit above his weight too as an almost key forward option while they wait for the cavalry to return. There's Jake Kelly for Essendon. Just throws it on the boot, but only as far as the wingman, Mason Wood, who was standing about 40 metres out from his goal, all on his own, falls into his lap. And he'll go back to try and kick St Kilda's 6th goal of this second term.
And that's the one thing the Saints boys have been doing really well. We've spoken they're undersized, but just bringing the ball to ground, creating a contest. Not sure how many intercept marks the Bombers have had inside D50. Doesn't seem like a whole heap for the height dominance and experience dominance they have in that area.
And Mason Wood pushing for a round 1 berth for St Kilda with some injuries. Steers that one straight through the middle. And this has been an excellent quarter for St Kilda. Coach Ross Lyon will be pleased with what he's seeing. On the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, the Saints moved to 6-2-38, Essendon 1-6-12. And we've got 6 minutes still to play in this second term.
Oh, they'll be happy with Ross Lyon. He'll get clapped off the ground. They might even carry him off at half time here because it's out to 26 points here. Mason Wood's had a good quarter, Heath.
Yeah, Mason Wood, Red Z Lending stats, up to 10 disposals now and a goal. Also 4 intercept possessions. Only Rowan Marshall, who's the number 1 ranked player on the ground, has more.
Contested ball numbers this quarter. Feels like the Saints have been pretty dominant.
Yeah, contested ball, Red Z Lending stats. They're plus 15 for the game. The Saints this quarter, 36-23.
Ooh. So Mason Wood kicks his first 19 games last year for the Saints, the most he's ever played in a season in his career. So hopefully we can see a similar return for him in 2023. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, we're back in the middle. Menzie, Merritt, handball to Setterfield, the new recruit. Looking for Davey inside 50. That's a wonderful mark, and he plays on immediately. He's the only goal kicker so far for the Bombers. Centres it, looking for Wiedemann. Big spoil over the top from the Saints defenders.
Look at that. That was a good spoil.
Mason Wood. Mason Wood, yep. Doing it at both ends. That's great to see.
He's rolled the sleeves up.
He has.
He's getting dirty.
All the Saints boys have, Bill. Those numbers indicative of that.
Indicative. What about Davey there? Don't you love when they mark like that, then play on? Away. He was away. He was off to the races. Flemington tomorrow.
Saw that on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman as the kick goes towards Mason Wood again. But just beat him out of bounds. Throw in 55 metres around from the Bombers' goal. 5 minutes 20 left in this second quarter. A quarter dominated by St Kilda. 6 goals to zip. They lead this one by 25 points after trailing at quarter time. Strong breeze here at Moorabbin. Marshall's going to get the free kick, pushing the back.
Had a good quarter too. He's dominated the ruck here. Rowan Marshall
has Stocker running past, so feeds the handball, and Stocker will kick it to centre half forward. Cordy again did well. He was outnumbered, but brought the ball to ground and brings in St Kilda's pressure forwards, although Essendon by hand do it well this time, and Merritt through the centre square goes towards Peter Wright. Hardly called his name. Well done by the Saints, and Stocker again mops up the ground ball and then goes on the left boot with a beauty and finds Jack Higgins on the wing, who wants to get it moving. Comes back into the corridor, but overshot the kick over Jack Steele's head. Sorry, Jack Sinclair's head, in fact. And the mark was taken by Archie Perkins.
Umpire has spotted a free kick. It'll go the Saints' way. Wood plays on immediately. It was a mongrel kick.
No, he meant it along the ground to get it quickly to him.
Exactly right, because Crouch had plenty of space. Ball in the hands of Higgins. Sinclair plays on, kicks it out on the full. So the Saints still with a 25-point lead, 4.5 minutes remaining in this second term here at RSEA Park in Moorabbin. This is Laverty deep in defence for the Bombers.
He's saying, run at me, I can't kick it that far.
Draper flies high. Crouch again having a massive quarter eight for the Red Z Lending stats.
Yeah, up to 16 disposals for the game now. Ray Crouch most on the ground.
Quick kick goes wide and drifts with the breeze out of bounds on the full. Out of side here at Moorabbin, half back, big crowd.
Good crowd.
Healthy crowd.
Where's that whippy van? Oh, there it is over there on our full flank. I've got it.
7,000 or 8,000 here.
What do you go with from Mr. Whippy?
Just the nuts and the chocolate. Plenty of nuts.
4 minutes left in the quarter as Tip and Woody pulls down a contested mark.
Not a bad one from the tip.
It's in the middle of 3 of them. And then a short kick to Zach Merritt, the new skipper, inside the centre square. Wheels on that deadly left boot. Goes towards Peter Wright, falls short. Wiedemann was in front. Setterfield front and square.
Ooh, that was high.
Over the footy was Josh Battle, and he was taken home as Bill called, and he'll get the free kick. St Kilda holding up well here defensively, and it's Bill's man Mason Wood. Spots Owens in a bit of space. Gresham working short, so's Caminiti, but he wants to go longer. Over the head of Cordy, mopped up by Durham. Defensive goal square, kicks the grass. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be deliberate.
It's deliberate.
It's right in front of our man, Nicky Roberts, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, a lot of red, white and black on both sides too. Confusing with the white numbers, but that update with Windhager, he's done a hand, a right hand, a bone. Hopefully it's not broken, but suspect out on that.
Sorry, Robert, did you say hopefully not broken?
Hopefully not broken.
Apparently Windhager's broken his hand. I reckon I've heard it 5 times in the first half.
He's just pulled back on the potential injury to Marcus Windhager.
Diagnosis.
First quarter it was getting amputated a hand. Now maybe just a bit bruised, but we'll get an update. Robbo all over it down there. It is big news though for St Kilda. Marcus Windhager, one of the bright sparks of last year, is Gresham from the boundary line, kicks it. Thatcher with a big fist straight into Caminiti's face. Daisy Thomas finds it hilarious.
It was a falcon.
It was a falcon from about 5 centimetres. He thought he was going to mark it, and if it was a watermelon, he'd have pits all over him.
Looks like he's got a swollen nose.
Andy McGrath got pushed in the back by young Owens, so he takes the free kick. Umpire spotted another. I feel like we've had a lot of free kicks in this quarter, Heath, if you want to quickly see the Red Z Lending.
Red Z Lending stats, free kicks so far this quarter, 8-7, so 15 all up on the AFL average of 12 a quarter.
Good from you, Dave. Super special comments as the Bombers take it to the wing. Crouch once again gets his hands on the footy. battle. Long inside 50. It should be taken by Long. They do well, does Owens. Zirk Thatcher mops it up, finds Durham. Doesn't have a lot ahead of him, but that's a nice short kick to Perkins.
Good work by Owens. Bit sore there, but
that's going to be his role. He's going to be a battering ram, the youngster, just to provide a contest. He's been excellent in his first half for St Kilda. As is young Sam Durham. Ethan for Red Jet Lenny for the Bombers, like his game.
Yeah, Sam Durham, 6 disposals, going at 80% by foot, which is the second most for the Bombers.
Thanks for making those stats look good. Only the 6 disposals. Thought he'd have a few more, but yeah,
it's been good.
Made it sound good. As the ball's out of bounds, centre wing. Minute 47 left in this first half. It was Essendon who led it by 10 points at quarter time. It's been a 6-goal to zip second quarter with the breeze. It sees the Saints lead by 25 points. Zach Merritt with a little fumble. Wanganeen Miller has been good off halfback. Gets it to Hunter Clark, who tried to break the Zach Merritt tackle. Great effort from the captain. And that's why he was appointed by his teammates. And he wins the free kick for holding the ball. Centre wing. Wants to go wide. Sees big Draper. Stands under the footy. Peter Wright also drifted through. Neither can take the mark. Ground ball. Saints by hand. Did it nicely. Out to Wood at a big quarter. Over the head of Caminiti, but he's going to get the free kick. Pushing the back.
Been lively, this boy. Robbo, Winhager, broken hand?
No, definitely broken hand.
Righto, thank you. Thanks, mate.
So another free kick. This is Caminiti now with just over a minute remaining here in Moorabbin.
That's Ramsey.
This ball is going to bobble over the boundary line about 30 metres out from the Saints' goal. 53 seconds remaining.
You talk about Caminiti, Bill. He's presented at the footy. You look up the other end, Peter Wright, hardly sighted, been a kick and a half away. Caminiti at least wanting to come up at least come to the footy, connect the field. Peter Wright, a kick and a half, hardly sighted this first half.
Peter Wright hasn't touched.
Butler, hands on the ball, kicked a similar goal earlier this quarter.
Tap.
Now the ball comes out to Martin. He's got Shield on the wing if he wants him. He's got plenty of space as well if he can run in front of Stocker. Picks up the footy. Manages to shake the tackle. Doesn't have plenty to kick to, so he handballs to Martin. His goes further wide to Menzie. Inside 50, patrolling this wing has been Davey, but that's a nice mark. And it's Rowan Marshall who had a significant height difference.
He certainly did, but Peter Wright had gone back to the goal square. So instead of going up and presenting at the footy, providing a contest like we're seeing at the other end, even if it is Owens, who isn't as big, just going for the easier option out the back, wanting the perfect play.
You just spoke about that, Days, and it's exactly what happened.
Kick towards the wing. Only got 5 seconds left in this first half, so I don't think there's enough time for either team to score. There is the siren. Healthy crowd here at Moorabbin watching this pre-season game between the Saints and the Bombers. Two teams looking to get back in the top 8 in season 2023. And it was St Kilda with a big second quarter. 6 goals to zip with the breeze. Sees them lead by 25 points. Stick with us to halftime break. Daisy, Ethan, Billy, Will Rolston and myself will talk this one through for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M traffic.
Bet with Bluebet, the true blue Aussie bookie. Proud supporters of Triple M's Rush Hour. Download the app today. Gamble responsibly.
Bunnings has everything to help you freshen up your bathroom for less. Shop a wide range of bathroom accessories, basin sets, tiles and more. Shop online or in store at your local Bunnings. Heavy going on the Westgate Freeway in both directions currently between the tunnels and the Ring Road Princess Merge following several earlier incidents, and we've had a collision on the Ringwood Bypass inbound just after the Maroondah Highway. Foxtel's winning deal is on sale now. Get drama, movies, sport and Netflix all in one place. Search Foxtel or call 131 787. New customers only, offer ends April 20. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Forklifts. Who doesn't love a forklift? Oh. You ever stacked one, Dad?
I haven't stacked one, no.
No. What about drop the load off the front of it?
I've had, we do big excavator buckets. I've had some of them go to the ground.
Yeah. Good chatting with you, Dan.
Thank you.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Get Aussie Broadband Mobile with all SIM coverage and super speeds.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
It's a 50k frenzy. The Royal Melbourne Hospital Home Lottery is giving 7 lucky winners the chance to win $50,000 in gold just for getting in early. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw to win the ultimate $5 million grand prize in Brighton East. You don't want to miss this. Purchase a ticket before midnight tonight at rmhlottery.com.au and support the Royal Melbourne, who are always there when it matters most. Permit 10522/22.
8 crispy, spicy, flavour pack and KFC Wicked Wings for just $8? That ain't nothing but a great deal. Available online only at KFC. Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Just because you can't see a police car doesn't mean police can't catch you with drugs in your system. You could face large penalties and licence suspension.
Because we will catch you, anywhere, anytime.
A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Imagine when you paid a business expense, you got rewarded for it. And when you flew for work, you could access flight savings. Imagine no more. Join Qantas Business Rewards for free today and unlock more opportunities for your business. T's and C's apply.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
This one's no mystery. Who's been awarded CanStar's Outstanding Value Car Insurance Award for a record 16 years in a row? Budget Direct, of course. So when it comes to outstanding value, it really is a no-brainer. Don't just renew. Quote with Budget Direct now.
Insurance sold with Budget Direct.
Issue Auto and General Insurance Company Limited. Read PDS, TMD and awards information at budgetdirect.com.au to decide if products suit you. Individual circumstances and policy terms may vary. Compare for yourself.
Wakeboard, water ski or wake surf. Melbourne Malibu's summer sale is on. Save up to 15 grand on Malibu or thousands off access. Act today, vote tomorrow. Search Melbourne Malibu. T's and C's apply.
Are you a solar installer or work for a solar business? Want to capitalise on your existing customer base and get qualified leads? You can by retrofitting an Australian-made fully integrated battery storage system. Visit redearth.energy today and join over 1,000 solar installers already part of the clean energy revolution.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. It's pre-season footy at Moorabbin. Triple M rocks footy. St Kilda v the Bombers, and it's the Saints leading by 25 points at half-time. They trailed by 10 points at quarter time. Essendon had the strong breeze. Were only able to manage 1 goal, 6-12, thanks to Alwyn Davey Jr., who's been excellent in this first half. And then the second quarter, with the breeze, the Saints were able to pile on 6 goals straight to just 1 behind to have their lead. Filippo got the Saints off the good start. Jack Higgins kicked the couple. Dan Butler, Rowan Marshall and Mason Wood were the goal kickers for the Saints. This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right the first time. Dale Thomas, what did you make of the first half? Because it was a pretty impressive second quarter from the Saints.
Yeah, it was. I guess you could say the same about the Bombers in the first quarter. They had the wind, obviously. They dominated field position. It was just where they had their shots from. They really let themselves down. That inaccuracy you speak of. 1 goal, 7. They had a lot of shots from 40, 50, even at times 60-odd metres, trying to just use that breeze. Whereas the Saints, when they had it, a little bit of local knowledge. They do train on the ground. That is the prevailing breeze we're led to believe. Seb Ross told us that it comes through the 2 light towers to our right. So just knowing and figuring that out. But we saw a couple of times when the ball came in, Essendon had the extra numbers, but just the willingness of the St Kilda forwards to compete, thought that was absolutely fantastic. We talk about Caminiti, Owens, Cordy, fighting out of size, obviously don't have the class on their side like their opponents they're coming up against, but just a want to bring the ball to ground, and then their small forwards got busy on the back of that. We talked about the contested ball numbers as well. They rolled the sleeves up in that quarter. The interesting thing from a Bombers point of view, Brad Scott, new coach, you want to be coming out and impressive. What they're delivering in and around that midfield, that's not what he'd stand for. So I'd imagine in this third term, they'll be getting a red-hot rocket at the minute, and they'll be coming out breathing some fire.
Ethan Meldrum for Red Z Lending Stats. What did the numbers tell us about that first half?
Yeah, Daisy's spot on. It is all contested ball. Saints plus 19 to half-time, plus 19 ground ball gets as well. They're big numbers for a full game, let alone to half-time. Plus 10 tackles, plus 6 clearances as well. 21 inside 50s to 8 St Kilda's way in that second term. Number 1 ranked player on the ground, Rowan Marshall. I know it's big super coach time. He's cracked the ton already. 101 points to half-time. 13 disposals, ton of hit-outs. 4 intercept marks, 3 of them are contested. Brad Crouch, 17 disposals, 13 alone in that second term. Jordan Ridley, the best for the Bombers, with 17 disposals as well.
Interesting. So would you put him in your Supercoach team? Ethan, Rowan Marshall is your ruck?
Yeah, he's in mine.
He's in your team.
Yeah.
No wonder you're taking such an interest in Rowan Marshall in the first half. Hey, while we've got you, Ethan, Choice Hotels around the ground. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest prices guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. The result, the cricket, the Aussies chasing 76 runs over in India to win the third test. How did it all pan out?
Yeah, and got it done 1 down. Lost Usman Khawaja for a duck early on, but Travis Head, old empty head, 49 not out to see the Aussies home. Means they're guaranteed a spot in the World Test Championship final as well. Of course, off the back of Nathan Lyon, 8 for 64 in the most recent innings.
Presume he was man of the match, Nathan Lyon?
I haven't checked, but I think he was.
We'll go with that. And of course, results so far in this pre-season round. Last night there were 3 games. Collingwood in an entertaining game against the Hawks in Launceston beat them 106 to 100. Jordan De Goey was on fire in that game. Fremantle took care of Port Adelaide by 31 points at Fremantle Oval, and the Brisbane Lions beat Geelong by 46 points, but the Cats were missing a host of their best 22.
Yeah, it was interesting, a couple of those results. Again, we are only in the pre-season, so we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves. We look forward to the real stuff starting in just over a week and a bit now. But Joey, we are here, we're at Moorabbin, the spiritual home of the Saints, as you celebrate 150 great years of your footy club. You must be loving everything that comes with that so far.
Well, it is. It's going to be a significant year for the footy club. Obviously, 150 years. We know about the history of just the one premiership, so it's hard to really celebrate much of the success, but there's still so much to celebrate with this great football club. And the theme of this year, the advertising campaign that's kicked off, has been all about the fans and celebrating the fans, because they are certainly the most loyal fans in the competition to stick by a footy club that haven't had a lot of success. So that's going to be a big feature of this year. Of course, they're going to have some significant events as well, and the main one is going to be round 3 when St Kilda do play Essendon at the MCG in the home and away game. It will be the 150th anniversary function, which will be pre-game at the MCG. So it's a night game. It'll be a 4 o'clock function. It'll also coincide with the St Kilda Hall of Fame, so a couple of players will get elevated into the Hall of Fame and someone will be promoted to legend status. So there's plenty happening this year for St Kilda, and as we said, while there hasn't been a lot of success, there's still plenty of things to celebrate. Being back at Moorabbin has been significant. We know some of the superstars and some of the characters that have played in this team as well are going to be celebrated. So there'll be plenty happening throughout the year.
And it's great to see the Saints fans getting around. St Kilda, obviously, starves of success to some extent, but look at the turnout here. It's a packed house here at Moorabbin, so it is great. The ad campaign you're speaking of, you do a bit of acting in that. Were you happy with how that came up?
Well, I've just had Eric Banner. You know, you said Eric Banner's here. He did wander over and was asking for some advice just about some acting. So I will have to follow up with him and just give him some pointers, because my acting was brilliant. But a few of us got involved, and a few of us and a lot of past players will be involved in some campaigns throughout the year. So we know today, normally on a Friday afternoon, some people might be tuning in looking for the rush hour. Billy Brownless, JB will be back next week.
Monday.
You've done a wonderful job.
We bloody found him. It was meant to be a week, and then it went to 2 weeks, and then he realised that he just didn't want to come in. We couldn't find him. I've missed out on 17 tea times. It's bloody...
He didn't elope and get married while he was away, did he?
No. We finally spoke to him yesterday, so we will be back on deck Monday, which is good news for everybody.
Well, we are going to keep everyone involved, because Billy's joke, he promised us that he's going to give us Bill's joke, because that's what people tune in for. But normally on a Friday, on the rush hour, you have the idiot file.
We do.
Well, on Fox Footy, on Triple M Footy. Sorry, Rabsy.
A bit of SponCon.
On Triple M Footy, we have the halftime segment called the Amy Clangers.
Yep.
Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Well, Billy, normally in the idiot file, but maybe today he features at the halftime clangers. Ty Caldwell had a strong season.
Yeah, good tap there. He's not going to go far here. Have a look. The whole 52 player, he's on a team, 20. So about 44 players or even 40 players.
18 on the ground.
Are inside 50.
Yeah, maybe 36.
Yeah,
Well, got there in the end.
It's changed a bit since I played.
No, it hasn't. So, Billy, he's still featuring in the Idiot Files, even though he's doing the footy today thanks to Amy Clangers. Hey, we'll be back. Bill will be back to join us after this break. We'll get ready for a big second half and Billy's joke. That's all still to come. Half-time here, St Kilda v the Bombers. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy. Triple M traffic.
Bet with Bluebet, the true blue Aussie bookie. Proud supporters of Triple M's Rush Hour. Download the app today. Gamble responsibly.
Tomorrow night, the Burnley Tunnel will be closed from 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. Sunday for works to help ease congestion and improve your travel. Visit the linked Melbourne website for detour information. Heavy going out on the Westgate Freeway at the moment between the tunnels and the Ring Road Princes merge. That follows several earlier incidents. And we've also got a breakdown on the ramp from Pascoe Vale Road to the Ring Road Altona bound. Left-hand lane is closed. Bet with Better on Saturday's Randwick Guineas. If your horse doesn't win but finishes in the first half of the field, get up to $50 back in bonus cash. Conditions apply, gamble responsibly. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Shut up! The foot is on Triple M!
It's the time of year when confidence is at an all-time high.
Koch is kicking 3, 4, 5 goals a scrimmage. That stuff just drives us to be better and better.
But everyone needs a practice match first to shake off the rust.
It's on the way, I think.
No, that was a replay.
It's the first chance to see who might dominate this season.
I can sense this boy might just make a difference.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tonight from 7 for Sydney and Carlton. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
My fellow weeds, we shall fight them in the flower beds and between the pavers. We shall prevail.
Stop weeds from invading your space. Yates Zero Triple Strike penetrates, accelerates and terminates weeds.
Ready to escape to Bali? Combine your flights and hotel and save with Jetstar's Bali Break Sale. Book incredible value package deals like 5 nights at the One Leg Yarn Hotel with return starter fares departing Melbourne Tullamarine, breakfast daily and late checkout from just $483 per person. Book your Bali break now at jetstar.com. Ends midnight Eastern Daylight Time, 9th March unless sold out prior. Prices per person based on 2 adults, twin share. Excludes check baggage, selected travel dates and conditions apply.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Hi, Patrick Cripps here.
And I'm Christian Petrarca.
The greatest game in the world is now even better.
Oh, yes! For the first time ever, catch every game of every round of AFL. Live in 4K Ultra HD. Only on Foxtel.
Every bounce.
Every tackle.
Every goal.
Spectacular! He goes for home! It's out of here!
Go Ultra with 4K Ultra HD.
Only on Foxtel.
At Telstra, get a great value 5G phone from just $379 on Australia's best mobile network. 5G rolling out now. Outright purchases for new and existing customers with a Telstra ID.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like Omo Expert Laundry Liquid 2 litre or Powder 2 kilo selected varieties $14.50 each, half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends March 7. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA Express and local grocer.
When you're out in a job site with a bunch of blokes you don't know too well, the last thing you want is for sticky fingers to find all your tools. Lock it all in with TC Boxes. They have your ute sorted with canopies and secure storage for just about everything. Tools, equipment, even man's best friend. Don't leave your tools out for any man to help himself to. If it's on site, it's in the box. TC Boxes. Search tcboxes.com.au online today.
Aussie Disposal's Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Yes, we're back at RSCA Park in Moorabbin, where the Saints lead the Bombers at half-time by 25 points in this first and final official round of the pre-season ahead of round 1 on March 16 for Triple M McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks Footy. And Daisy, we don't want to take too much stock into pre-season form, but do you think there are a few signs in this first round of the pre-season that you think are positive for the Saints?
Yeah, you just don't want to be flirting with your form, I guess, and both these sides need to improve on what they dished up last year. The Saints 10th with 11 wins, 11 losses. The Bombers 15th with 7 wins, 15 losses. So an opportunity to prepare yourself for round 1. Obviously, spots for selection are up for both sides with injuries across the board. So from what we've seen from the Saints in that quarter, they got dirty, they needed to, they were outplayed in the first quarter, albeit there was a strong breeze. But that contest work in and around the footy, that's what you can sort of try and break even from. Yes, once you win it, the ball's going to carry further. But in and around the footy, when you get your opportunity, you want to be hard, you want to be tough. And I would have thought a Brad Scott-led Essendon Footy Club, that's what they'd be hanging their hat on throughout the season. That's what we would have been able to expect. Haven't been able to see that for a quarter, so it's not the end of the world. Of course, they get the breeze in this quarter. They no doubt would have got a nice little rev up because Brad Scott would be someone who would be saying, yes, it is only a practice match. However, go out there. This is what we stand for. This is where we're building good culture, good habits, and giving ourselves a chance to prepare for the best we possibly can for round 1. So I expect a response from the Bombers, albeit a practice match.
One of those names you mentioned, Max King, not playing today. Just news in, Ben King, his brother, will be playing his first competitive match since August of 2021 when the Suns take on the Giants. And Richmond have also named Tom Lynch and Shea Bolton, so they are headlining a host of big names returning for the Tigers. Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, export trade teams and exclusive trade services, a huge range of lights, fans and electrical accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make like work. Bill, who have you liked from either side so far in this first half?
Oh, Rowan Marshall, outstanding. He dominated the ruck in that second quarter. He was very good. Mason Wood, playing wing or half back, and then he went forward and kicked the goal. He was very good. Davey, he's been very, very lively for the Bombers. He'll play round 1, as Joey said there. Higgins was better that quarter. He was kicked a couple of goals. Mitch Owens, going to be a very important player up there. He does a bit of the hard work, the grunt work up there, and also very, very competitive, and they'll look to him. And Caminiti has been lively. He's a good size, 196, 85. He has to get in the gym a little bit more. First year, but he's been lively also. So some good signs there for the Saints, kicking 6 goals straight. I thought that was very, very good. But you'd expect something from the Bombers here. If they're fair dinkum, they get a little rev. I know it's a practice game, but with the win, you need to see a lot more from the Bombers this quarter.
That's right, just ahead of the third term here at Moorabbin. For Bob Jane T-Marts, Bob Jane T-Marts have a great buy 3, get 1 free. Plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Robbo, down on the boundary.
Yeah, I'm sitting next to Marcus Windhager.
Oh, here we go.
Willie.
Yes, ask him what...
Put him on.
No, seriously, he's just sitting here. He's got his arm in a sling. It's already in a cast. So that proves the fact that they are quite concerned with the metacarpal bone in the right hand. And he is slinged up and also cast up. So out for the afternoon.
How many bones you got in your hand?
27 and 5 in the palm or in the metacarpal area.
And we've started.
Thank you, Robbo. All the journalists have been listening to this to get the update on the injury to Marcus Windhager as the third term is underway for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy will be a secondary stoppage.
I've got to go soon too, by the way.
You do, Bill? Where are you going to? What have you got on tonight?
I've got an engagement party tonight, my daughter.
Congratulations. Who's paying?
We'll go halves tonight.
Nice. And there's Owens, Billy's boy, against the breeze.
Oh, first goal against the breeze, isn't it?
Made something out of nothing, it certainly is. Just threw it on the left boot. And young Mitch Owens, who's been competitive in the forward line, gets his first. And St Kilda get their 7th. They're 7-2-44. Essendon 1-7-13. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Bit of connection coming up through. They dragged their forwards back to about 30 metres out, left a nice big pocket of space, 30 metres to 60 out. once they won the ball through the middle, forwards presented up, full-chested. Owens good enough to get back on his ball after he dropped it. Left foot around the body. Brilliant start from the Saints. Again, Bombers, slightly concerning how easily they're conceding goals now.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Dale Thomas, Billy Brownless, Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Billy, you've got to give the people what they want before you leave.
Absolutely. Give us a joke.
You need Billy's joke.
Oh, righto. Let me just go to town and work on one. Stacey, you take over the special comment.
Just hearing that's the first goal within the first minute of every quarter so far.
See that?
That one went the Saints' way. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy as the Bombers now go inside 50. Nick Martin on the run. Misses to the left. And they now move to 1-8-14. A disappointing return from their shots on goal. St Kilda is 7-2-44. And that is a 30-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, Daisy.
Just don't throw to Ethan for about the next half hour. He just poured a whole coffee on his Hewlett Packard. So it's there's smoke coming from it.
Oh, no.
He's going old school. So he's just got the abacus out. He's got the fork out to keep some stats. Just keep away from him for half hour.
Rough start for Ethan.
That should be good, eh?
The Reds lending stats. As the kick's been picked off and marked by Mason Redmond for the Bombers from the wing. Just wheels and kicks it to the top of the square. Dougal Howard wanted a hold against Peter Wright. He thought Peter Wright was holding him, arguing with the umpire, but the ball goes out of bounds. Left-hand point post. Essendon kicking to the left of the broadcast, the South Road end here at Moorabbin with the Breeze. Well, they need to kick some goals because they trail by 30 points after leading by 10 at quarter time. At ground level, Crouch kicks it off the ground. It's going to be kicking in danger. It was a bit reckless. And the free kick is going to go the way of the Bombers. It's going to see who's going to take it. Might be Peter Wright.
Good way for him to get involved in the game. Obviously starved of a little bit of opportunity, but hasn't helped himself by being so disconnected when that ball's been going into the Breeze. Needs to get a little bit shorter on it. The ball's only travelling 35-40 metres. Needs his first confidence.
Of course, Peter Wright played every game last season for the Bombers, kicking 53 goals and winning his first best and fairest much needed goal for the Bombers, and he's hit the post from 20 metres out. 1 goal 9, starting right up now. They're 15, St Kilda 7-2-44. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Wilkie, he's got Dougal Howard short, wants to handball it back to him, and he does. As we said before, doesn't love to kick Howard. Now on the wing. Ridley, tackled to the ground. The ball up about a metre from the boundary, just in front of the interchange gates here at Moorabbin. It's St Kilda 7-2-44, leading Essendon 1-9-15. It's only 4 minutes into the third term.
Joey, who are you liking from the Saints?
It's a stitch up because Joey is a mouthful of Maccas. Coming out of defence, Webster, high kick to the wing, no one in particular on the end of it. Redmond's there to meet it. They tangled a couple of Bombers. This Breeze has picked up, so the footy is hard to handle. Clark's there for the Saints. The umpire reckons someone's dived on top of it, I reckon.
He has. Paid holding the ball.
And that's against Caldwell.
It's a long year, Daisy, I'll remember that. It's got some Red Rooster delivered up here to the commentary box. Quite good too.
You're looking after the Saints sponsors. The rest of us have got Maccas.
Of course.
It's very good. You are celebrating 150 years, so we'll let you off.
This once. Good kick out in front.
Beautiful kick from Merritt. Finds Peter Wright. And he takes the mark 50 metres out. And he hit the post from 20 metres out earlier. And he's going to go back, and normally he is a beautiful kick from outside 50.
Yeah, we talk about long points. This isn't a long point for him. This is well within his range in any given game. So you hope he would go back, take the responsibility, steady the ship for the Bombers.
1 goal 9 so far for Essendon. Peter Wright, usually so good from outside 50, but again he hooks it badly. Gee, just snuck in from behind. 1:10-16 Essendon. St Kilda 7-2-44, early stage of the third term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
The umpire's gone down. No one around him, did a back cartwheel. Think of Jack Darling, how he tries to pop up. He went for that and absolutely gassed it. Oh, not ideal.
Liam Stocker, new recruit.
He's been alright too, Stocker. Across half back.
He popped it up to the wing. Contested footy now. Merritt with a nice tackle. What are his numbers looking like on the Reds landing stat sheet?
Yeah, up to 17 disposals now, equal most for the Bombers. It was half a coffee, Dale, not a full coffee.
Maybe you get a nice MacBook or something too, Ethan.
So Draper does well from that clearance. That is an absolute spiral that's going to land down the road of Jack Sinclair, who dropped it. Good tackle from Tipper. Wanganeen Miller up. Needs to do a bit of defensive work. Howard puts his head over it. Driven into the ground by Wiedemann. And that's a ball up about 30 metres from the Bombers' goal. We're tucked into the boundary line. They still trail this one by 28 points.
Now Wiedemann and Marshall still looking for their second goal, Essendon. Kicked their first inside the first minute. Long time between drinks, a lot of numbers around this ball. Shield. Secondary stoppage, still inside 50. Early stages, third term. Of course, McDonald's Daisy can score a quick fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's. Do you reckon you can get through all 40?
Absolutely. Quite comfortably. If we're being completely honest. And Barry Denner will be put to task because he will be able to do that, and he will take great pride in saying that he may still drive through for another throwdown.
That will be a challenge we will give Barry Denner, as the free kick has been paid inside 50 for the Bombers. Sam Durham again, terrific tackle, holding the ball. And surely this time, 25 metres out straight in front, Essendon can break their run of behinds and get back within 22 points. I've liked his game, young Sam Durham. Going to be a good player. Makes no mistake. Bombers get their second. A much needed goal. They're 2-10-22. St Kilda 7-2-44. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Just going court to 6 in the afternoon on a Friday, Joey. So for the loyal rush hour listeners, this is the time of the week that Billy comes in and just sends you off into the weekend with some rather humorous material. Bins,
righto.
Give Triple M Footy your best work, please, mate.
Older couple, been married a long, long time, so the wife thought she'd spice up a bit of the bedroom stuff, spice up the sex life. So she doled herself up there one night, and the husband walked in, and she jumped out and she said, "Super sex!" And the hubby looked at her and said, "I might just go with the suit."
Yes.
Oh, well done, Bins.
I like that, Bins.
Draper through the middle.
Draper through the middle.
Links up with McGrath, swings onto his right. It's a high snap. It's not going to go through for a goal, and it's punched over the boundary line. Well done, Bins.
Thank you.
What type of soup?
The chicken noodle. Right, I've got to go. Well done, Billy. Steve Days, Ethan, and everyone else.
Well done.
I've got to go. Very important date.
You do. The ball inside 50 for the Bombers.
See you, Robbo.
Got the breeze. Wiedemann tried to tap it over the back. Murray, or Martin, I should say, lurking. Going to have a ping from the pocket. Just sneaks that one through from behind. 2 goals, 11-23. St Kilda 7-2-44. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Ethan, Red Jet Lenders.
Yeah, that second Essendon goal broke a streak. 65 minutes, 50 seconds without a Bombers goal.
That's a poor kick from Wanganeen Miller up. Jones gives it straight back to him. Taken in the pocket. So 14 minutes remaining in this third term. It's the Saints by 21 points. Wanganeen Miller is kick looking for Marshall, and it's spoiled over the boundary line. Goal kickers so far for either side. Owens, Wood, Marshall, Butler, and Filippo with singles for the Saints. Higgins has 2 on the board. While for the Bombers, it was Alwyn Davey Jr. in the first minute, and then Durham, who's kicked the latest goal in the game. Another throw in. In the hands of Bytel to the captain Steele. Handball over the head of Mason Wood, and that goes out once again.
Saints lead this by 21 points. Some new faces for the Saints playing today. Liam Stocker's been pretty good. Zane Cordy just competing as a forward. Mateus Filippo's hit the scoreboard, and Anthony Caminiti has done some nice things playing forward for St Kilda for the Bombers. Sam Wiedemann, Will Setterfield, and of course Alwyn Davey Jr., who looks almost certain to make his debut in round 1. Been mighty impressive, not just today but last week as well, and some intra-clubs for the Bombers. We've had a couple of repeat stoppages just forward of the wing for Essendon. Danny Frawley centre side of Moorabbin as Marshall tries to clear it into space, but well read by Parrish to centre field on the left boot into the pocket. Perkins, here's Owen Davey Jr. again, trying to step around Wanganeen Miller, who nailed him in the tackle and gets rewarded holding the ball.
I believe it's a ball in.
Throw it in. Yep. Tackle affected over the line, stepped out. Not a bad call by the umpire. That is the good thing that I have liked so far. The 4 umpires, we've got most decisions right. A few have been missed by the officiating umpire, the non-officiating umpire stepping in and getting the correct decision made.
Draper from the boundary throw in. Kick was smothered. Might be able to follow it up. Wanganeen Miller have been busy in the last couple of minutes. Setterfield, former Blue. High to the top of the goal square. Saints can't mark it. Stocker found a handball, but it looks like Howard received a front-on contact free kick. So the Saints from defence. Kick goes sideways to Battle. They still lead this one by 21 points halfway through the third term. Battle's kick out of defensive 50. Umpire spotted another free kick, and this one will also go the Saints' way. And it's in the hands of Wilkie.
Wilkie at half-back. Short and wide. Mason Wood, who's had a very good game this afternoon. Tried to get it on Hunter Clark. This is a bit slow to get ball to boot. Good pressure from Davey, but Hunter Clark got to his feet, got it back. Here's Caminiti. Throws it on the boot towards half forward, well read by Jake Kelly. There's the former Crow. Now with the Bombers, and it crossed the ground. Setterfield, former Blue. And now Andy McGrath. Just a bit of shade there in the back pocket here at Moorabbin. Good healthy crowd too, enjoying this one. Saints have Fremantle in there, season opener at Marvel Stadium. As Martin mops it up. They're just mucking around with it a bit here. This is a bit of the Bombers of old. Redmond back to Martin. And then tries to clear, and then eventually they turn it over. That's a bit of what we saw last year, Daisy, from the Bombers.
Yeah, it is a little bit. You can understand why they're trying to be patient, though. So St Kilda have got Dougal Howard just positioned 50 metres long down the line as the spare. So they're trying to work their way through it. St Kilda almost inviting them to do so. He's one of those extra umpires officiating off the ball. The 4th umpire in. That'll be 50 metres as there was a hold 60 metres off the ball.
So Ben Patton walks the ball inside 50. He's on a 45-degree angle in front of the Danny Frawley centre. Kicking from about 35 metres out. He's kicking into a breeze that the Bombers so far have not capitalised on. The Saints kicking 6 straight goals in that second term. The Bombers only have 2 on the board. Patton doesn't strike it well, and it will go all the way out of bounds on the full. He hooked it badly.
And in the donut stand. We talked about bread and butter. They've got a donuts. All the food they've put on offer here has been absolutely outstanding. You've got Mr. Whippy on the half-forward flank. Some cinnamon donuts on the outer wing.
Savlaki's behind the goals?
I reckon there's a hot chance that Bill actually doesn't want to get to dinner. He's just going to peruse the outer side.
He's going to a fancy restaurant. He's going to be full by the time he gets there. As Josh Battles playing as the extra defender for the Saints, just takes an easy, uncontested mark. Inside his defensive 50, goes wide. That's a good kick. Again finds Mason Wood. Well, there's a bit of a stalemate. Daisy, what are your thoughts on these two teams for the upcoming season? Can you see either of them pushing into the 8? And if one of them, who's more likely to maybe sneak into the finals?
Well, it's interesting because before tonight I probably would have said that I expected Essendon to improve more than what the Saints may have. But what I've seen so far, and again, we're not getting too carried away, but there hasn't been a whole lot to it. At least the Saints have had a little bit more substance in and around the footy. Depleted forward line, but they've come in with a plan and been able to execute, whereas the Bombers' conditions aren't ideal. Just haven't seen enough of, I think, what they'd be liking to see. So right now, maybe the Saints slightly ahead. Don't think any of them are challenging.
As Caminiti took a nice contested mark, top of the 50, wheeled, got it to the top of the square. Butler tries to keep it alive. D'Ambrosio, great smother from Jack Higgins. Ross Lionel like that. Patton, who's playing a bit further up the ground. They're playing in a shoebox here in the pocket, eventually taken out of bounds. They've been slightly disappointing, the Bombers.
Yeah.
Of course, missing only Dyson Heppel, Jake Stringer, Cole Langford and Guelphy from their best teams. So
your take on it?
About 8. Bit disappointing so far with Essendon. I know they've had the 13 shots to 9, but you'd like to see them a bit closer in the scoreboard. Shield off one step. Kicks the grass. Cordy taps it to Battle. That's a bit of a dangerous kick into the corridor. Jones. Parrish, he's going to be wrapped up. Ethan Melgin around the grounds, a couple of other pre-season games taking place after this tonight.
Yes, 2 more games on Triple M. Sydney v Carlton up in Sydney. West Coast v Adelaide over in Perth. Both games, of course, available on the Listener app.
Still in the centre square here. Daisy and Joey is 2 guys who have spent a lot of time with Ross Lyon over the last couple of years, particularly with Triple M footy. Do you think he'd be happy with where the season's poised at this halfway point of this game?
I think he'd be a lot happier with what he's seen, considering the injuries and all the talking around what the footy club's had to go through over the last month or so. So to see him actually have the chance to coach the players, implement what he'd be trying, I think he'd be relatively happy with how it sits so far going into the season.
Well, the coach's effort, and really the effort's been terrific. As we said at half-time, the contested ball numbers, tackle numbers, all in the Saints' favour, so they might not have the class or the talent of Essendon, but they're certainly putting up a fight, and they get the turnover here again, right on cue. Gets to Gresham, pops it over the back to Caminiti. Zerk Thatcher did really well, picked up by Jack Higgins, who strolls in, and like a good small forward, he's robbed another one of the tools. He took one off Mitch Owens, he's taken one off Caminiti, and he's got his third. But it doesn't matter, it all adds up, and the Saints go to 8-2-50, Essendon 2-11-23, 27-point lead. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, Harvey Norman replay. Caminiti back to goal. Won himself the free kick. Could have had his first goal in the big time. Unfortunately, little Higgins on the scene said no. But again, on the back of effort, we're just touching on it, on the back of a smother. Essendon trying to clear the ball from their defence.
Yep.
Just good enough the Saints not to give up. Put a hand in there, cause a turnover, and then react first. Ross, as you say, he loves the effort, and that's what we've seen in spades, and especially from that forward line, outclassed, undermanned. They've just bought that in spades today. Been a fantastic effort from the 3 boys up there, that being Cordy. We've had Caminiti down there as well, and also Owens.
That bounce is being recalled. So with the absence of King in memory, they're screaming for a tall forward. Do you think Caminiti's put his hand up for round 1?
If memory's not ready, yeah, I think he's done enough to show that he can certainly compete at the level. And provided a bit too, taking some nice clunks, good game sense, wheeled and gone a couple of times when others have slowed it down. So far, if memory isn't ready, they've got a nice replacement waiting.
And the Saints, once again, from that clearance, they're playing really nice footy in the last 5 minutes. This is Zane Cordy, a former dog, former father-son pick at the Bulldogs. Moved over as a delisted free agent to the Saints, and he's now got the ball via a free kick. A kick from about 50 metres out. Decides to just pop it up to the top of the goal square. Big pack flies. Butler's there, off hands. Kelly picks it up, and Ridley sends it out of defensive 50.
Saints have got numbers though. Wilkie, unfortunately, couldn't quite keep it in. The ball goes out of bounds. Half forward flank. Ethan, Red Z Lending, he spoke about Dylan Shields' first quarter. It was really impressive. Had plenty of balls. Seems to have been quiet since quarter time.
Yeah, he had 4 disposals before the Saints had any. 8 disposals to quarter time, 4 since. 12 for the game.
Just drifted out of that one as Dylan Shield. There's another ball up. Jack Steele, Zach Merritt in front of our man Robbo. Bob Jane teammates. Robbo, beautiful to be back at Rab and playing some footy. Good, healthy crowd. They're all getting into it.
Oh, they are, and it's pleasant in the sun, I tell you. And there would have been the train up from Frankston, and I tell you what, familiar faces, some ex-players too here in the bar. I can hear them behind me. But the people that have been coming here for years are still standing in the same spot. Unbelievable. So they love their footy down here at Moorabbin.
Well, they used to have the old animal cage. Now they've still got a few of those rough heads are in that section as the Bombers went inside 50, and the clearing kick from Dougal Howard was done really well.
Robbo, just down in front of you. Bombers player down.
Just got him. I'm just trying to pick it up, but it's an ankle. He's looking at a left ankle. So doctors, physios out to them. I'll just have a look to see who it is.
Might be Jai Caldwell, potentially. We'll get back to Robbo in a minute for Bob Jane team up. Ball goes inside 50 for the Bombers. Davey and Tippenwoody lurking. There'll be a ball up 30 metres out.
Just over 7 minutes remaining in this third term. And into this wind, it's St Kilda kicking against it, who have managed to outscore the Bombers so far. They'd be disappointed with this third term, would Essendon. Mason Wood, little dribbling kick away. Well done by D'Ambrosio to pick it up. He's tackled well. And he's tackled efficiently by Gresham, who wins a free kick because of it. His kick goes sideways and it's ugly. It's now in the hands of Crouch. He's had a big day so far here at Moorabbin. Kicks to the flank. He's got Mason Wood. He won their time trial and he's been running well all day. Plays on, runs inside 50, pops it to a hot spot. A few Saints fly. It's now in the hands of Owens, who has kicked his second now. He had one pinched by Jack Higgins. But Owens now has 2 for the quarter. And the Saints move away further. It's now 9-2-56. They've been accurate. The Essendon Bombers have not been. They're 2-11-23. And that was with 6.5 minutes remaining on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Are you okay, Dave?
Not well.
Jai Caldwell, he went down. We picked him, the number 6 for the Bombers, so had to be helped off. Doctor and physio out to him. It's a left ankle, and I reckon he grabbed the lateral side, so might have tweaked an ankle. I know you can get away with those, give them a jab and be okay, but some uncomfortable stuff for Caldwell.
Robbo, you spoke about how nice it is down there in the sun. Well, we're freezing up here in the shade. Daisy's got a T-shirt on. That's why he's just walking up and down.
Cutting glass up here.
It's quite fresh up here with the breeze and the shade. But the Saints have been mighty impressive. Ethan, some Red Z blending numbers, some of those contested balls, some of those effort numbers. The Bombers improving in that area, so it looks like the Saints are on top as again they get a centre bounce. Bytel goes inside 50. Woods had an excellent game. Butler, Gresham, almost went for the step, but McGrath didn't fall for it. That was well done by Andy McGrath. And then he runs himself into all sorts of trouble. And it's going to be holding the ball. There's the effort we're talking about. Dan Butler. And he'll take the free kick up against the boundary line. Instead of going for the check side, unselfishly squares it up to Mason Wood. He'll have a shot from 40 metres out.
Yeah, Red Z landing stats. Saints now plus 26 contested ball, plus 10 tackles as well. Not often you get both of those stats in tandem. So Saints dominating around the ball.
And this quarter alone, has there been a response from the Bombers?
Yeah, this quarter, Red Z landing stats. Saints plus 7 contested ball, 208 their pressure factor as well.
Okay. Brad Scott will be disappointed as Mason Wood putting together again, coming up for disposal number 19. He's taken 11 marks and he's already kicked 1 goal. It's going to be tough to get the distance into the breeze. Goes to the pocket. Again, these Bombers forwards kick the ball at ground level. Owens again in and under. Handball to Gresham. Throws it out to Shield, who gets his 5th touch since quarter time. And the kick goes wide for McGrath. Stays in play momentarily. Dougal Howard. Not sure who he was handling that to. In the end, he handled it to himself. Clark, and now Sinclair, and the Saints get out of trouble again.
Nice from the Saints in defence. They look like they were in trouble, but now the Bombers have it. Durham, well hit. That was D'Ambrosio, and it was the new recruit, Liam Stocker, who put him on the ground. He won himself a free kick, did Stocker, for holding the footy. So in the wing position in front of the Danny Frawley Centre here at Moorabbin. With just under 5 minutes remaining here in this third term. Saints 56, Bombers 23 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, and that ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Just having a look here on the Harvey Norman replay. Had him absolutely cold, did Stocker, but certainly made him earn it. Went in there, low driving tackle. Just having a look at timing forward half, the last 10 minutes. For Red Z Lending, St Kilda up to 70%, so that is into that big breeze as well.
Phillippo kicks it up and under, almost goes backwards with that breeze. Good pick up Redmond, but good forward pressure again from the Saints. Davey wrapped up, Phillippo's in there, Redmond went and got it again. Clever handball, McGrath, Martin, now Ridley. And they get themselves out of trouble this time, the Bombers. So Ridley, long high ball into the pocket, Peter Wright, strong mark. Dougal Howard was all over him. And takes the contested mark 30 metres out, but just 5 metres inside the boundary line.
Really nice mark from Peter Wright. Got a little bit of separation. Dougal Howard would be pretty disappointed with that Harvey Norman replay. Just not enough early body work. Let him just trail up into that marking contest. We know when Peter Wright's arms go up, there's not many who can get a fist into that. So Dougal Howard didn't do the work early, paid the price late.
Yeah, great mark on the Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman.
He'll kick this, Joey.
He's had a couple of shots at goal this quarter. He's kicked the 0 goals 3. This is his toughest to date. And again, he leaves it skinny side. It was always going to be a tough ask. 2 goals 12-24. St Kilda 9-2-56. Accuracy is the key. Robbo, Bob JT Marks.
We are bursting here at Moorabbin, Joey. Full house, 8,000 capacity. That's a big number. I've shook hands with 4,000 of them. But 8,000 in the house, that's remarkable.
How's the grog squad going down there, Robbo?
They're warming up. Days, we won't get out of here. I might have a couple.
You deserve it, son.
Crouch. Handball intercepted inside Essendon's forward 50. Harry Jones spilled through his hands. He should have taken that handball. Well done by Howard. Clark takes it out of bounds. Lower throw in about 20 metres from the Bombers' goal. They need one desperately. They've only kicked 2 goals, 12. They're stuck on 24, trailing the Saints by 32 points.
Robbo, just recap on the injury, please, for those joining us. Marcus Windhager, the Saints youngster.
Yes, in a sling, and in a cast as well. He's been icing it regularly under instructions with the doctor, so it doesn't look good for him.
That's a broken hand for those that are just joining us. The ball goes out of bounds inside the forward pocket. Marcus Windhager. Of course, the Saints already missing a stack of players in this game. Max King, Tim Embry, Seb Ross, Jack Billings, Mackenzie, Jones, Hayes and Brad Hill was laid out. So missing a number of their starting 22. They're putting up a good showing. The Bombers missing just Dyson Hetwell, Jake Stringer, Kyle Langford and Matt Guelphy. And they've kicked just the 2 goals to date. Late in this third quarter, just under 3 minutes left. Redmond has worked hard as a half-back. And again, good tackle from Dan Butler. That's been the most pleasing thing in this contest. St Kilda undermanned, but their effort, which is what Ross Lyon will demand this season, has been terrific.
So 2.5 minutes remain in this third term at Moorabbin. Stocker, head over the footy, does well, takes it to ground. Crouch picks up a loose one. Clark back to Crouch, can't take it cleanly, but manages to get it out wide to Sinclair. That's an ugly kick, should be cut off by Zerk Thatcher, and he takes a chest mark. So the Bombers, they have a couple of minutes to get themselves back on the board. Looking for right, deep inside 50, had hands on it. Jones picks up the loose one. In the pocket is Menzie. Tumbling kick hits the post. So once again, they kick it behind. They go to 13-25. St Kilda still 9-2-56 here at Moorabbin with 2 minutes remaining.
Well, they just haven't made the most of their chances, Daisy. Have they? The 2 quarters with the breeze, they've kicked 1 goal 6 both times. They've kicked with the breeze. That's been the difference, really.
And they've had better looks this time. The knock in the first quarter was where they were having their shots from. They've had some gettable ones. They've had some good looks at it. Just no real luck. Hit the post a number of times and then having converted the ones that they usually would.
Saints lead by 31 as Owens, been excellent competing. This time takes the contested mark. He wanted to get it moving, probably when he shouldn't. That's when he should have known there was nothing up ahead. And he got his teammate into all sorts of pressure, turnover, and now here go the Bombers. Perkins through the middle, poor kick. Webster read it well. St Kilda have got the numbers. Steele, who hasn't been overly prolific this afternoon, went wide for Burns. Well done, Kelly read it best. Got the fist in, and if he picks it up, he has Menzie in front of him. Gets to the junction of the 50 in the boundary line, tries to screw it in board, but St Kilda are queuing up with numbers everywhere. And Wanganeen Miller, Clark, that's Hunter Clark, squeezes the kick out. Only as far as Andy McGrath, short to D'Ambrosio, who will go back with that beautiful left leg of his and have a shot from just outside 50. Inside the final minute. Ethan, any other Red Z lenders catching the eye?
Yeah, someone finding a bit of it down back. Wanganeen Miller for the Saints, up to 18 disposals, also the 501 metres gained, most of any player on the field.
Massimo D'Ambrosio, mid-season draft recruit last year with the Bombers, showing he can play as a half-back, and he's got a wonderful left leg. But another poor miss. Wow, misses everything. Out of bounds on the full. That's the story for the Bombers. 2 goals 13, and that's at least 2 or 3 out of bounds on the full. And the mark's taken by Wanganeen Miller, coming up for disposal number 19 inside the final 10 seconds of this third quarter. A quarter where St Kilda have kicked 3 goals to 1 into the breeze, and really they've set up a match-winning lead.
Boundary throw in front of the interchange gates. The siren should go momentarily with the Saints a very healthy lead. They'll be happy with this third term because they've kicked into the breeze, as Joey just said, and they've extended their half-time lead. It's St Kilda 9-2-56 ahead of an inaccurate Bombers 2-3-25. That's all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Join us for the final term here at Moorabbin for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
score a quick-fire 40 with 40 Chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's.
Bet with Bluebet, the true blue Aussie bookie. Proud supporters of Triple M's Rush Hour. Download the app today. Gamble responsibly.
Score incredible deals on 2022 LG OLED and QNED TVs and soundbars in the LG Run-Out sale. On now. Hurry in store today. There's been a multi-car collision out on the Ring Road Altona bound between Sydney Road and Pascoe Vale Road. 2 lanes there are currently closed and it's heavy Greensboro bound headed past the scene. We also have reports of an incident coming in from the Mornington Peninsula Freeway. Delays building outbound before Springvale Road. There's so much to love about a cruise with Princess. Discover for yourself. Contact your travel agent or visit princess.com. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Marty Sheargold and our Vault has now gone off 4 times this year.
Botox streams are coming true!
You've won 10 grand! The big question now is, will you join the list of winners? Just put these numbers in the right order.
5, 9, 7, 6.
And you could be 10 grand richer. Triple M's $10,000 Vault, 7:30 Monday morning, only on Triple M's Marty Sheargold show.
Where do I get my outdoor gear? Where do I get my outdoor gear? Aussie Disposals, it's all here. Aussie Disposals, it's all here.
Aussie Disposals Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Aussie Disposals for your outdoor adventure.
There's no show like the Air Show, returning to Avalon Airport for 3 big days this weekend. And it's bigger and better than ever. Starting with the Friday Night Alight Spectacular. Enjoy non-stop entertainment on the ground and in the air with hundreds of military and civilian planes flying all weekend. And in an air show first, kids 15 years and under go free. The Australian International Air Show, Avalon Airport, this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
At Woolworths, we've dropped the prices and they're staying dropped for autumn. Like Dairy Farmers Thick and Creamy Yogurt 600 grams, dropped to just $4.50 each. That's great value on delicious snacks. It's just another way to get your woolies worth. While stocks last, products and prices may not be available in all stores or online.
Aussie Disposals Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
It's the summer of Mazda, with plenty of stock available right now across the range. And it's the perfect time to get into your brand new model. With a wide selection to choose from, whether you're into the adventurous spirit of CX-5, the extra space of CX-8, the urban soul of CX-30, or the luxurious comfort of CX-9, there's a Mazda for any of your summer plans. Visit your local dealer and drive away in yours.
Aussie Disposals Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Brenda from Let's Go Surfing. As a business owner, I have a lot of expenses. I joined Qantas Business Rewards so I can earn Qantas points on hotels, car hire, insurance and tech. Those points go towards flights and seat upgrades for our team, saving my business money.
Join Qantas Business Rewards free by 31 March and spend with any partner for a chance to be one of 20 businesses to win 1 million Qantas points. Visit qantas.com/business. T's and C's apply.
Aussie Disposals Super Saturday one-day sale. Save 20 to 50% store-wide this Saturday only. Big brands, bigger savings. Call the family, call your friends, call everyone. In-store and online at Aussie Disposals. Some exclusions apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
3/4 time at RSCA Park here in Moorabbin, the spiritual home of St Kilda in their 150th season, and they're playing well so far today. They lead this 9-2-56 ahead of the Bombers, who have been disappointing on 2-13-25. Goal kickers for either side. Higgins has 3 for the Saints. Owens has 2. Filippo is one of their single goal scorers. Meanwhile, for the Bombers, it's only Davey Jr. and Durham who have kicked goals so far after 3 quarters. Joey and Daisy are here doing the Seabus Super Special comments. Is Daisy Thomas, and what have you thought after 3 quarters here, Daisy?
Yeah, as we've touched on a fair bit throughout the call, the Saints have looked good in terms of just bringing some real effort and willingness to compete in and around the ball, in and around the contest. But then once they get it inside forward 50, their taller players, because they don't have many bigs out there per se, have just competed their backsides off, brought it to ground. The smalls have got busy. Essendon very passive with the ball from across half back. And we thought that when they might have been kicking into the breeze, that might have been a tactic to sort of slow the game down, get it over one side. But even then, when they had the breeze, they needed to mount some sort of comeback. Very slow with the ball coming out of half back. So I expect that to turn around in this last quarter.
The contest and pressure of St Kilda's been excellent. Essendon been disappointing around the ball, particularly in their forward half. Can they get something out of this 4th quarter from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water? Triple M Rocks footy. They will be kicking into the breeze, the Bombers, but they win the first clearance. Zach Merritt just dinks that little left foot kick over to Draper. Sweeps a handball wide. Setterfield, inside 50. Peter Wright. Free kick. Dougal Howard, the arm chop. So a positive start to this 4th quarter for the Bombers.
For the first time we've really seen Peter Wright come full-chested up at a ball. A lot of it with his height advantage. He does call for it long, but I do like it. When someone shoulders out, the easiest kick you can make as a player is someone coming at you. Keep it low, just put it in front of the eyes, and with his arm, his reach, and his clunk, there's not many who are going to stop him.
0 goals for this afternoon for Big Peter Wright. The best and fairest winner of last season for the Bombers. Can he get his first? From 40 out into the breeze. Hits it nicely, straight over the goal umpire's head. Good start. Essendon get their 3rd. They go to 3-13-31. St Kilda 9-2-56. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier. Robbo, Bob JT, Marks.
Yeah, in the Essendon camp, Joey, Jai Corbett, we knew he went down holding that left ankle lateral side just on this wing position as close to us. And I noticed that Will Snelling, who was one of those emergencies, the number 11, has come on. So obviously that's for the injury. Saints have got to finish off here. They've got to use the breeze. They've got to kick well. And Ross Lyon's delivery was right in front of us. So he didn't let up on him. He wants them to finish off.
And hopefully no more injuries for either side. Bob Jane T-Marts. Great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&C's apply.
So that is now 4 consecutive quarters with a goal coming in the first minute. There you go. Very good start. We're back in the middle. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Peter Wright kicking his first for the Bombers. Crouch. Handball. Turned over. Setterfield links up with Shield. He finds Snelling, as Robbo said, just came on the ground. Setterfield, high kick. Looking for Wiedemann. Hasn't had that much impact in one of his first showings in Bombers colours. Parrish. Handball back to the new skipper in Merritt. Can't find him. Filippo. Intercepted by Kelly. Shield over his shoulder. This is ugly footy momentarily. The umpire's spotted a free kick. It's coming back to Dylan Shield. He should be able to put it inside 50.
Keep the eye on Peter Wright here. He's 60 metres away, can't get it to him in this kick. Needs to present up at that footy again. There's a big hole there for him to do so.
Shield goes short to Setterfield, who now wheels and goes to the top of the square. Big flyer, staying down Durham. Straight up and under. Sneaks through behind. That was marked by Jack Sinclair right on the goal line. The best and fairest winner for St Kilda. They've been flirting with him as a midfielder through the pre-season, but just for the time being, he's played in defence today. Hasn't been needed. The midfield group have been pretty good for St Kilda, led by Brad Crouch. We'll get some numbers from Ethan in a minute. The Red Z lending. Kick long to a contest. And again, the Saints win at ground level. Burns gave it to Battle, and there is Crouch, who pops it short. Finds Higgins. Just forward to the wing. Wants to get it moving. Owens is in a one-on-one, but Redmond comes across as the extra outnumbers and takes a nice contested mark.
Yeah, St Kilda around the ball. They're plus 25 contested ball now. Brad Crouch leading the way, 26 disposals.
Well, the mark was taken, but the umpire said that Ridley, who was protecting him, just pushed Owens under the ball. So Mitch Owens will kick it to the top of the square. Cordy flew. A lot of numbers around this ball. Tip and Woody a long way from home. picks it up, handballs to McGrath, who kicks it wide, but in good position was Wanganeen Miller, who's been impressive this afternoon, and he squares it up to Webster.
Webster's about 70 from home. Dangerous position inside 50. Durham flies and takes mark of the day. That was very nice in defence from the Bombers youngster, and he's got Tip and Woody on the back flank. Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody kicked a classy goal when they played the Gold Coast in match simulation last week. Hasn't got on the board yet today. Wilkie can't take it first time, but wins the ball and gives it to Howard. That's a dangerous kick and it should be intercepted. Bombers have it. Durham finds Davey Jr. Kick there first of the first quarter. Crafty bounce. Doesn't have much ahead, so he tries to give it sideways to Shield. He picks up a loose footy. Tackled well by Wanganeen Miller, and that goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Clever play there. Coming down the wing, looked up. The Saints had the extra, so just bought himself some time. A clever little bounce, as you said, running out of steps. Just missed the execution of the skill, but good game awareness as he looked up with the extra numbers.
Ball thrown in, 55 out from Essendon's goal. That could have been a throw to Rowan Marshall. Yeah, it was paid. Just a little scoop. Umpire caught that one. We'll come back to the Bombers. Some of the ball winners, Ethan for Red Z Lending, those that are just tuning in.
Yeah, Brad Crouch, 27. The next one, Hunter Clark for the Saints, 21 disposals, 14 contest possessions. Only played 9 of the last 32 games for the Saints, so big news for him.
Yeah, needs a good run with injury. Hunter Clark, talented player, top 10 draft pick from a few years ago. As Zachy Merritt just puts it on a plate for Nick Martin. There's about 28 players inside 50 for the Bombers, and Merritt was able to find Martin. He'll go back to try and kick the Bombers second in a row in this fourth quarter.
He'll take his absolute best from here. We've seen a few shots. That breeze is still blowing pretty hard directly into his face. So expect this one to drop short. If I was Peter Wright, I'd be standing on top of the goal square, ready to run and jump at it.
Kicked the third most goals for Essendon last year with 19. Elevated off the rookie list. Wheels out to try and get some extra distance and left it hanging a long way out.
There you go. Well, there's your special comments. He's gone round the wicket. He's got put out of a job.
Oh, sharp from the boundary line here at Moorabbin.
There's the man down there just rejoices now on the gasp where he's working his way through.
As the St Kilda Saints have absolutely spread on the overlap. This is in the hands of Bytel, looking for Gresham at the top of the goal square. Well done by Setterfield, momentarily manages to cut that one off. Ridley running to the bounce of it. He's got Butler in pursuit. Snelling does well. He's got it in the hands of Baldwin, who has also just come on the ground. And a short kick finds Jai Menzies, and he's on the wing.
Would love to see some sort of change of direction here. So a 45 kick, some overlap, something, rather than just living and dying down the line like they've done all afternoon.
Yeah, kept it pretty safe, the Bombers. That's a good contested mark from Draper in front of the pack.
So again, look here, Joey. He looks up. He's got Wilkie deep behind the ball, and everybody else is within 25 metres. Now Peter Wright's reset.
He's not looking anywhere else except straight down the line. Saints know it's going there. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Davies slung off the footy. Mason Wood, who's been very good. He's put his hand up for a round one berth, absolutely. Gets over the back with the breeze. Cordy, first there, just a bit slow to get to it. Here's Caminiti, showing some signs. Saints running handball. Philippou, Butler, heard the voice of Gresham, tried to knock it on, but missed it completely. And Baldwin will find D'Ambrosio at half-back.
Massimo D'Ambrosio, by hand, finds Redmond. He's got Martin, who just had a terrible set shot moments ago. Durham on the wing. Very conservative play from Brad Scott's men. That kick inboard was looking for D'Ambrosio, who was chopped in the arms, so here's a free kick.
Of course, big challenge for the Bombers first up, Daisy. They got the Hawks round one. That would be something they would have penciled in, probably thinking it was a win, but they'd want to be playing better than this against Hawthorn, who showed some good signs against the Pies last night.
Yeah, they showed a fair bit, the Hawks. I still think the Bombers will go in heavy favourites to that one, and rightfully so, but you'd like to see a bit more in the last 20-odd minutes of this one. Just we were talking about Draper takes the nice mark, looks up, nothing to kick to. So the change of angle then, or the scanning of the field, you look up, you see the extra numbers, you then got to identify where your spares are, and usually that's lateral or through the corridor, rather than just going back and waiting for the field to reset. Change in angle as the field resets, your forwards go back, shuffle across, and then you bring in that open side.
Redmond just wheeled and kicked it inside 50 straight to Josh Battle, and the Saints have worked their way out, although the kick from Mason Wood into the corridor is going to be picked off. Well done by Durham, got it to Perkins, who has a flying shot off one step from 40. Just sneaks through from behind. So the Bombers move to 3 goals 14, 32. St Kilda good kicking 9-2, 56. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Midway through the fourth quarter here, Moorabbin. Saints trailed by 10 points at quarter time, led by 25 at half time, and led by 31 at three-quarter time. Missing a whole host of their starting 22. And now the ball's with Jake Kelly at half-back for Essendon. Goes towards the wing. Ryan Marshall's had a really nice game in the ruck. Stock has been pretty impressive at half-back as well. Handball. Now finds Sinclair. Short little kick to Jack Higgins, who's kicked the 3 goals. And he takes the mark about 80 metres out, just inside the boundary line. Looks up and sees Draper and Ridley as the extras for the Bombers. Kicks it in that direction. A big Draper straight through the Dukes. Drop one he should have taken. Keeps the ball alive. Saints might make him pay. Gresham has a shot for goal, but marked right on the goal line. And it was taken by Zerk Thatcher.
And that is played on in and around the point post.
Oh.
Conceded behind.
So Zerk Thatcher gives away behind. He didn't need to. Plays on from the goal square. It's 2-on-2 on the wing. Good mark once again by Peter Wright, who's worked his way into this game. Had he kicked straight up, he would have had quite a day. He's on the back flank. Chips laterally to Jordan Ridley, 2020 best and fairest winner. Mason Redmond, 20-metre kick in front of the interchange gates. He wants another short option.
Oh.
I don't think he meant it to go there, but
he didn't.
It looked like Perkins
definitely didn't.
It looked like Perkins was going to mark it, but the Saints have turned it over. Now by hand, Bytel finds Wanganeen Miller. Sells a little bit of candy. Inside the centre square, Filippo rises high and was pushed out of it. He wins himself a free kick about 60 out.
And he's cramping through the youngster. Getting used to the speed of AFL. He's going to struggle to take his kick here by the looks of it. Mateus Filippo kicked the goal in the second quarter. St Kilda's first goal, in fact.
No one keen to help him out with the cramp.
No.
Just grab a shoe and push it back for the young fella. All sniffing for a handball.
I think they're all sniffing to take the kick. They don't want
He couldn't get a stretch to save himself.
At his very best, Mateus Filippo, we've seen him in under 18s. He could normally kick this. The man on the mark's about 54 metres out. He's got a thumping left leg. But in the fourth quarter with a bit of cramp, I'm not sure he's got the journey.
Well, the other option is Dougal Howard, so have a kick, son.
Now let's see if Mateus Filippo's got the journey. And he's not even going to try. He's just going to... Well, it was a three-quarter kick and he kicked it to the top of the square. Wood just keeps it in. Bytel couldn't, out of bounds, right forward pocket.
Bob Jane teammates, Robbo.
Yeah, he's coming off the poor fella, Filippo, just limping off. Hopefully they can work on him on the boundary. No one went out to him. Stiff leg with that cramp. So get him off, fix him up.
Boundary throw in. Inside St Kilda's forward 50. Dan Butler. Handballs backwards outside of 50. And now it's in the hands of Shield. Tackled well by Crouch. He's had a big day. The former Crow. Bytel swings onto his right. It's an ugly ball going to the top of the goal square. 2-on-1 for the Bombers, and Kelly takes a chest mark. Puts his hands up, doesn't have anything to kick to. So he goes sideways. This is D'Ambrosio once again. He's going to kick out from the goal square. Saints 57, Bombers 32. We've got 10 minutes remaining in this last quarter here at Moorabbin. Chopped off that time by Wilkie.
Sorry, we were just going to say, feel for the kicker in that situation. Looks up, they go laterally, and then he looks up. The entire field is spread, but no one is moving. They're all just standing there working in silos. No one trying to get to somebody else, create a block, create some space. Ended up just kicking it back to the Saints.
So Callum Wilkie, he'll kick from about 52, 14 touches so far today. And that looked like a three-quarter kick that's going to travel through into the post. Minor score for the Saints. Only their fourth of the day as they go to 9-4-58. The Bombers 3-14-32. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That was the perfect kick. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman. He allowed the breeze to do the work. Just clipped the post. Callum Wilkie, the vice captain of the Saints, as the kick goes wide and marked by Peter Wright. Peter Wright's numbers, Ethan, Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Peter Wright, that's disposal number 8. 6 score involvements, but 1 goal for, so just a bit shaky in front of goal.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. As the Bombers move the ball into the corridor, Archie Perkins wheels and goes. 55 out, he keeps it low, goes to the top of the square. Wilkie one-on-one against young Jai Mendes, young Sam Durham, in fact, and was too good. Took the easy intercept mark and then just goes short and wide to Ben Patton. And again, Jack Bytel. For the Saints, for their round 1 game against Fremantle, they'll have Brad Hill back, who's just been missing this game due to some family concerns. They're hoping to have Tim Membry available. Potentially Dan McKenzie. And otherwise they'll be missing Max King, Jack Hayes, and a few others early in the season. Marshall dribbles a ball to the top of the square. Well done by Burns. Has a shot over the shoulder. And goes through from behind. So the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. St Kilda go 9-5-59. Essendon 3-14-32. Just over 8 minutes left in this one.
3 goals, 14, 17 shots at goals for the Bombers. Is the scoreboard while we're thinking this, or is it somewhat reflective of their play, do you think, Joey?
Well, I think sometimes you get those extra shots because when they've missed behinds, it stayed in their front half, so with the wind in particular. But I would think overall St Kilda have certainly played the better footy. They've looked better with ball in hand. They've been better with their tackles and pressures. Mason Wood has another shot from the pocket.
Big improvement, Mason Wood, over the pre-season from what we've seen. Again, only just a practice match. Big season to come, but looks like he's really come on, as Will was touching on. Improved his running, covering the ground really well, getting up and back, involving himself in the play more often.
And he flies again. Mason Wood takes a nice mark on cue. First in the time trial at the club. Plays on in front of Peter Wright. Reckons he's got him covered. His kick into the goal square. Spoiled through by Zerk Thatcher. Another minor score for the Saints, who are registering a string of behinds here. They go to 9-7-61. Still a 29-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
He was really solid last year, Mason Wood, playing on the wing, and I think he's certainly cemented that spot now. There was almost a bit of potentially, in line for a spot, but he's been best on ground today, you can almost argue.
Yeah, I reckon he would have had the most marks on the ground too. Not sure, Red Z Lending, eh?
Yeah, Red Z Lending, 13 marks with 24 disposals, most on the ground.
Oh, sorry, the best in the business, Daisy. 7.5 minutes left in this one. It's been a bit of a quiet fourth quarter. Just the 1 goal to Peter Wright. St Kilda haven't made the most of the breeze, although it's died down a little bit. There's Crouch. Plenty of ball. Kicks it inside 50. Higgins illegally pushed out D'Ambrosio. And Jake Kelly took the advantage, but it wasn't much of an advantage at all. He's gone and tried to chase his own kick. Patton, Sinclair. The tackle, Kelly. Nick Martin just paddles the ball in front of himself. He's another one playing a bit higher up the ground this year, as Hunter Clark has had a bit of ball. Crouch, 1-2. And now shoulders out. Goes towards half forward, but again, a kick sort of to no one in particular, and well read by D'Ambrosio. Been solid, so's Durham. Kick on the outside of the boot, might be turned over. Gresham, normally clever. Put Clark under pressure, who saw Higgins out the corner of his eye, and he owed Mitch Owens one from earlier in the game, so he gives a Joe the Goose back. And then Higgins gives himself a little salute, and then takes himself to the bench. He's got 3, Mitch Owens. Jack Higgins has got 3, and St Kilda get their 10th, and they're 10-7-67. Essendon 3-14-32. And Jack Higgins, I reckon, is happy with his own work, Daisy.
He certainly was, and I think he was happy within himself that he actually gave it off rather than having a ping. That would have been his first thought. But again, another really good passage of play from the Saints. Not overly pretty, but causing turnovers, scores from turnovers. You'd imagine they'd be doing most of that, considering they've done most of the scoring. But their ability to make the Bombers pay out of D50 has been fantastic in and around that effort.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats 5 goals to 1 from turnover now St Kilda's way. Mitch Owens starting to build into a big game. 16 disposals, 3 goals. Also the 6 score involvements, most of any player on the ground.
Just having a look at the Harvey Norman there. Sydney Carlton coming up. That will be on Triple M after this one as well. And if you want to catch the West Coast Adelaide game, you can grab that on the listener app. So a full feast of footy for your Friday if you're that way inclined.
Daisy, good company, man. Good plug.
Thanks, Ramsey.
Mitch Owens, 7 games in his debut season last year. And he looks like he's really putting his hand up for round 1. Bombers go inside 50. Of course, the Saints will be playing Fremantle in round 1, the Ross Lyon Cup, as he returns to coaching. And it's just 2 sides that he has coached before. Handball from Shield goes inside 50, but St Kilda are going to rebound. Back to Wood. Nice chip, lands on the chest of Webster in front of the Danny Frawley Centre here at Moorabbin.
Yeah, clever kick, had nothing to go too long, so just created something short. Saints have been impressive since quarter time. They were dominated in that first quarter into the breeze. Held off Essendon, kept them to 1-6, and since then they've dominated. As Zerk Thatcher takes the mark. Higgins with the 3, Mitch Owens with 3. Mason Woods probably been best on ground. Hunter Clark's found some form. Ryan Marshall's in good touch. So, a bit to like about St Kilda. We know they're missing some personnel, but they'll go in now with a bit more confidence after a pretty ordinary showing against Melbourne last week. And the Bombers still got a bit of work to do under new coach Brad Scott. Just trying to figure out what's their style in season 2023. I know they've generally been potent on offence, but just playing with a bit more control so far this season. The kick long towards Peter Wright. And Liam Stocker has also put his hand up for a round 1 spot. Been pretty good, took the intercept mark and found Crouch who goes short to Benny Patton.
4.5 minutes remain here at RSCA Park in Moorabbin. Hunter Clark has the footy. Both teams with 17 scoring shots, but it's the Saints by 35 points. And this man, Mason Wood, has just about been best on ground. That is a lovely kick inside 50. Philippo drops the simplest of marks and then puts it about 30 metres up in the air. Neither of those marks will be paid. It was Caminiti and Zerk Thatcher who wanted to claim it. It's going to be a ball up.
Daisy, what did you notice with Philippo?
Look, I'll give the kid a break, but fake cramp. That's what I've noticed. He buggered it up. He just came back on fresh. He dropped an absolute pud and then went the old fake cramp.
He's learning early. Parrish. These numbers for Red Z Lending. Ethan, he hasn't seemed to have had much of the ball, Darcy Parrish.
Yeah, he's been very quiet. That was just disposal number 10 for Darcy Parrish.
Interesting. I thought he was going to have a big bounce back year. I'm sure he still will, but quiet for him. Normally gets 30 on his ear. Darcy Parrish. Harrison Jones with the ball at half-back. He's also been pretty quiet. Bombers are hoping he can stand up as the second tall forward. And then over the back of the pack, Rowan Marshall just plucked it over the top of everyone and feeds it out to Mason Wood, who's just owned this wing today at Moorabbin. So just over 3 minutes left in this one. 32-67. St Kilda have been in control since quarter time. 6-2, second term, set it up. Butler at the back. Couldn't keep it in out of bounds. 15 metres around.
Free agency year for Darcy Parrish as well. So we'd like to see a bit more output.
You always play better when you're up for free agency or a contract year. Well, really Sherrod Wellingham sort of approach that last time.
That was Jason Graham for us too.
Every club's got one. Fill the back pocket and not be cited for 2 years.
Naming names though.
I did. No.
Sam Wiedemann on ground level. This is on the back flank for the Bombers. We're going to have another ball up. The umpire spotted a free kick, so it's going the skipper's way. Jack Steele. He goes inside 50, carrying on the breeze. And it's a nice defensive mark to Sam Draper.
That's one thing the Saints have done pretty well today, haven't they? We spoke about no Max King, no memory, but they've been able to bring the ball to ground and just put the defenders nervous, whether it's a squeeze kick out or a tackle. They've been able to apply some pressure.
He's Babe Ruth this.
Rowan Marshall has taken the mark 60 metres out and then pointed to everybody at the ground who's going to have a shot for goal and then faked everyone out and goes inboard to Wilkie.
We'll get it back though.
Now Dougal Howard might have a shot. He might. It's not often the defenders drift down low. Dougal Howard lets it fly, got the journey, sprayed it out on the full, and he'll head straight back to the back pocket.
Come on, Doug.
Come on, Dougie.
We had him on the rush hour a couple of weeks ago. Good fellow, the Doug.
What was the story? Did Billy pot him about his name and then Dougie was listening?
Yeah, started a top 5 worst names list. Put Dougal at number 1. He hadn't left the building. Came back in filthy with Doug.
McGrath plays on from defence. Steele with a nice handball under pressure. Stocker. High ball inside 50. Umpire spotted a free kick. And it won't go St Kilda's way, so Caminiti can't play on into the open goal. Thatcher was being held by Cordy.
That's against would Zane squeeze into the top 5?
I don't think it did. Dale missed as well, which another couple of crap names, but completely honest.
I got a mate named Clint. Clint didn't make the top 5, did it?
No, it didn't. But it could have. Actually, no, it actually did.
Clint?
Yeah, no, Clint.
What's wrong with Clint?
Oh, it looks terrible capitalised.
Billy had a cheap laugh, did he?
He did.
With the L and the I. Okay.
And I think he was going with Stanaway as well.
Good square up kick from Harry Jones, finds Kelly. And now Mark taking 55 out from Setterfield. Just inside the last minute now. This last quarter's petered out. 1 goal apiece. Both teams making sure there's no injuries late as Jai Menzies, who was been pretty quiet today after kicking 3 goals last week against the Gold Coast Suns.
Dwayne was featured as well, Joey.
Dwayne?
Yeah, which really had Dwayne Russell, his good mate, so he had some great fun with that.
Apologies to all the Dwaynes out there. Inside 50 seconds now. Forward pocket for the Bombers. There's Menzies again. Couldn't get rid of the ball. Saints' pressure's been excellent from start to finish. And the kick wide from Jack Steele will go out of bounds. Final 35 seconds. Will Rolston will call the rest of this one.
And do the post-match.
And there's a fair bit of it, I've just been told in my ear.
I wouldn't mind a sweater if anyone's going to go. If you're on your way home, you don't need a sweater, please drop one up.
Or a sleeveless vest. Our orange friend down there.
Oh, Billy. He was good value today, Bill.
So high ball inside Essendon's forward 50. They'd love to square one more. Wilkie, second in the B&F last year for the Saints. He's been impressive again once again in defence. So Burns, covered in zinc today. High kick to the wing, should be marked on the chest of McGrath, and it is. We've only got 5 seconds left, so that should just about do us here at Moorabbin as far as the footy is concerned. St Kilda win this practice game 10-7-67 convincingly in the end, as Essendon were only able to manage 3 goals, 14-32.
Ross Lyon and his coaching staff will be mildly pleased with that performance, missing up to 8 of their best 22. They were up against it early into a strong breeze. St Kilda only managed the 2 behinds. Essendon kicked 1 goal 6. They trailed by 10 points, but then a 6 goal to zip second quarter set up a 25-point half-time lead. They were able to extend that into the breeze in the third quarter to lead by 31 points. And then were able to just outscore Essendon in that fourth quarter to win by 35 points, courtesy of Fox Footy. Let's get down to the boundary line. Eddie Betts has Liam Stocker with him.
Here, delisted from Carlton last year, got a fresh start, mate. How did you find this game?
Wasn't as hot as last week, but it's a lot more fun when you get the system right. I think last week we were probably our own worst enemies. Didn't really get our pressure right. Today we got a lot of front on pressure, and that showed in our intercept possessions, our forward half game. I think that's definitely what we're wanting going forward.
Now, you grew up for St Kilda. You were a Sands fan when you were young. How are you fitting into the new club?
I'm loving it. I'm having the time of my life. Found my enjoyment again. I'm kidding the candy shop at the moment. I'm having a ball.
And how's your body? Everything's pulled up okay?
Yeah, I haven't missed a session all summer. That's really important. I think last year I was unfortunate enough to have that ankle injury, and that really put a stop in my year before it started. So I'm enjoying being fit. I can run around. I can get the footy late into the fourth quarter, and that's all I really wanted, a fresh start.
And how do you find Ross Lyon, obviously, coming back to the football club? He's coming back to his old football club. How do you find him as a coach?
He's really resolute. I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about Ross sometimes. He's got the right idea. The systems, I think, really stand up under finals pressure, and that's what we're here for. We're here with premierships, not just make the 8. I've enjoyed mostly just the personality of him. He really protects his players, and and that's why we play for him, because he gives us so much.
And for all the Saints fans watching, and if you don't know who Liam Stocker is, coming across here, what role will you be playing in the team this year?
Sort of a medium, can take the talls, can take the smalls, can run off half-back when required. Just sort of a jack of all trades, hopefully. Start working that intercept stuff into my game and that run and carry.
Good luck, mate, and good luck at the new club.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Liam Stocker there, putting his hand up for a round one selection for the Saints, the supplementary selection, coming across from the Blues, 19 disposals and looked at home, and he's a big chance to play round one. Of course, this is the footy review, and of course, McDonald's, we know you can score a quick fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's. That might be the go on the way home, Daisy, after this night's quiet nights.
Yeah, it will be. Obviously, that's a nice option any night, not just tonight, Joey.
Indeed, it was. And of course, we'll get the Triple M Amy review underway. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does, with Ethan Meldrum shortly. But we might want to get back down soon, because I think they're going to chat to young Anthony Caminiti, who's playing his first game and also putting his hand up for a spot in round one with the 11 disposals and 4 marks. Let's take a listen, courtesy of Fox.
First game, first interview, a day of first. How are you feeling?
Oh, great. It was tough out there. First VFL/AFL game, so the intensity is on another level, but so excited just to get that game under my belt.
What have they told you about round one? What did you need to do tonight to be able to press forward your claim?
The coaches keep the cards close to their chest, but I think for me, I just got to keep just working hard, just like show my traits, fire the ball, just keep working hard, and hopefully I get the opportunity round one.
Family and friends here at Moorabbin tonight. You're one of 4. You've got the whole fam here.
Yeah, I got my twin sisters, little brother, and a few cousins, family friends. So yeah, they all came to watch and support me.
Now, it's been a whirlwind summer. This was not where you were expecting to be at this point. Some jobs in hospitality, doing engineering at uni. Am I right in saying you've got an exam a couple of days before round one? So if we get picked, we might have to do something about that.
Yeah, so I got, it's called a linear algebra exam, studying engineering 2 days before round one. So that'll be interesting if I get picked. So probably I'll have to do that exam and then get ready for round one.
What is linear algebra?
Oh, it's just like matrices, advanced matrices, like at maths level.
Well, this has gone right over my head. All right, so Ross Lyon, obviously a legendary coach in the AFL. What have you made of him? What's your relationship like with him?
I've got so much respect for him. I've had a few chats with him. He just told me I've just got to keep pressing my case, just keep working on, like I said, and yeah.
What's the toughest thing out there? Is it the pace of the game? Is it the physicality? Is it the concentration? What's the hardest thing to adjust to?
I think it's everything you just said. Like, you got to be switched on every single minute of the game. Where at the lower levels you can kind of like doze off, but you just got to be like concentrated the whole time. I think the physicality as well. Like, I'm probably not used to like the big 100-kilo boys, so I've got to probably put some weight on so I can fight against them.
All right, you've got to put some weight on. You've got to study for your linear algebra. In the meantime, do you want to come and meet Nathan Buckley and Eddie Betts with me?
Sure, that'd be great.
All right, let's go do it.
That was Anthony Caminiti playing his first real senior men's game of footy here today, and he did well in the forward-line days.
He certainly did, and if he needs any help with his linear algebra exam, I've still got my notes as well, so I'll be happy to pass them on to him.
Some advanced matrices for his engineering degree. He was good in the forward line, and with the absence of King and Membry, as we were touching on today, Days and Joey, Caminiti, Filippo, Cordy, Howard, Owens, we've seen those names sort of drifting into the forward line as tall options for St Kilda so far this pre-season. Where would you sort of land, do you think, for round one?
Well, it depends on memory, but certainly I think Mitch Owens has cemented his spot. I think Zane Cordy can just compete and bring the ball to ground, so they're probably the two. Caminiti will be touch and go, I think dependent on Tim Membry, but I think they'll be pleased. They brought the ball to ground, and that's all they've got to do. Allow the smalls to get to work, apply some pressure. If they could get some second looks at it, they were able to do that. If not, they were able to apply enough pressure to force quick kicks and win the ball back across the half-forward line. So I think Ross Lyon will be really pleased with his makeshift forward line and what they're able to do.
Absolutely, and against a pretty seasoned Essendon defence as well, Joey. You think of Laverde, Ridley down there, Redmond as well. They're pretty strong intercept players, so to have the ability to present up at the footy and get used, but when you don't get used, come back and engage those defenders so you are able 1v1, 2v2 to bring the ball to ground was absolutely fantastic. Ross Lyon will be absolutely pumped with the work rate of not just the young fella there, but also, as you said, Owens was fighting above his weight, height as well. He was brilliant. It was just a really solid, honest performance from an honest forward line tonight.
Some happy faces in both the playing group and the supporters as the Saints walk off the ground here victorious at Moorabbin.
Ethan Meldrum on the Red Z Lending stat sheet. What really jumped off the page for you today?
Yeah, a lot of big numbers for the Saints, particularly around the footy, as we're talking about all game. Plus 29 contested ball in the end, plus 13 tackles as well. Not often you get those two numbers sort of side by side, and one team's dominant in both. So the Saints really dominant around the footy. Led by Brad Crouch, 34 disposals, 15 contest possessions. Mason Wood, 28 touches, 15 marks and a goal. Hunter Clark, 25 disposals, 15 of those were contested, 14 ground ball gets as well. That was the most of any player on the field. Rowan Marshall, 24 disposals, 6 intercept marks in the ruck. For the Bombers, Jordan Ridley led the way, 27 disposals. Will Setterfield was their number one ranked player in the end, 25 disposals, 14 contest possessions, also had the 8 inside 50s. Most impressive feat of the day, though, I think, was from Dale Thomas, 1 from 1 in the slips catches, as we saw in the Liam Stocker interview. It was a card, because it's so breezy up here, flew across the desk, just plucked it like Steve Smith did in slips last
Mr.
night.
Miyagi like it was, Joey.
Just the natural. Still got it.
Still got it.
Yeah. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it. We're joined up in Sydney by Triple M's Jude Bolton ahead of that clash between the Swans and the Blues. Jude, have we got you?
G'day, lads. How are we?
Not too bad, mate. So we've got a big clash up there. I imagine it'll be one that raises a lot of eyebrows between two pretty good outfits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've got two teams that are really, test themselves tonight, and it's the last dress rehearsal, of course, before round one, and that's the way both coaches will be approaching this game, is just to have a really red-hot dip this last practice match.
What did you make of the Swans in the first week of the trial matches?
Yeah, I felt they were okay in patches the first half, and then really dropped away in the third term against the Brisbane Lions. They got 5 unanswered goals kicked against them and looked a bit flimsy down back, to be honest, and the ball got swept out of the midfield far too easy. So I think one of those things that John Lomai has always done in sort of pre-season games is just sort of manage the minutes of guys, but then this is where he'll be really winding them up in the rooms to say, we need to come out firing and really test themselves against a good quality outfit. We know there's no Harry Mackay or Patrick Cripps tonight for Carlton, but they've got a star-studded midfield as well.
What about the Sydney Swans? How many of their big names are out tonight? Are they going in pretty full strength, or are they sitting a few out?
A couple sitting out, so Papley and also Mills, as I was walking into the stadium here, won't be playing. But no, it's a fairly big lineup in terms of Franklin's out there, Heaney and the likes there. So it's they'll be putting their best foot forward tonight.
And quickly, what are your expectations for these two sides for the season? You expect them both to be playing finals? Do you think they can both push for a grand final berth?
Absolutely. We know that Carlton were travelling so well until those final 2 rounds of last year, where they just really came unstuck, and some of their game state play was really quite poor at times, where they've got a side and a list that really should be able to contend for top 4 if they really dug in this year. They need to manage the game really well, but start the season well enough as well. So really excited to see how they perform tonight, Joey.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jude. Up there for Triple M footy. That game will be following this one between Sydney and Carlton, two teams that should be up the top of the ladder for season 2023. Michael Roberts down on the boundary today. He joins us up on the balcony now, Robbo. Injury wrap-up? Oh, just having a bit of trouble with Robbo's mic.
A couple on both camps. Obviously, Marcus Winhager did it really early. It was a hand injury, the top of the hand, metacarpal, in a sling, in a cast, doesn't look good. So he's got a hand injury. And the other one was Corbell from the Bombers, left ankle, the lateral side. They'll jab that. He should be okay, but limped off in a lot of pain. And Will, I don't mind the mustard jumper, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, I was told I dressed like a wiggle today, but I'm happy to commit to it. Daisy Thomas?
Well, I'm just intrigued by Robbo. It's the big game. It's your home club. You were down there. You were immersed in it. Were you loving it?
I was, absolutely. The fact that to get to Moorabbin,
yes,
to sit down and then walk around to the animal cage, which was fantastic. So many familiar faces. They're all downstairs having pots now, but they all stood in the one place. They go there every time. It's so familiar. I didn't recognise the ground because the centre just used to be full of mud. No mud.
Righto, Robbo.
Fantastic to be here at Moorabbin, Joey.
Beautiful, Robbo. Thank you. And, of course, great to see the Danny Frawley Centre absolutely full, the grandstand there. So, well done there. Hey, Ethan, while we've got you for Choice Hotels around the grounds, just recap the cricket, first of all, please, and then just give us the rest of the remaining pre-season games before we heat up for all March 16. Carlton and Richmond not far away, but still some practice games to come.
Yeah, Australia winning by 9 wickets over India. So that series now 2-1, so can level the series 2-2. 2 in the 4th Test next week. It means Australia is in the World Test Championship final as well. Travis Head, 49 not out. Marnus Labuschagne not out at the end there as well. Nathan Lyon, 8 for 64 last night. Big effort from him. Remaining games this week, Sydney Carlton, of course, we just crossed to Jude earlier. West Coast Adelaide as well, also available on the Listener app. And tomorrow, Giants, Gold Coast, Bulldogs, North Melbourne, and the one we're calling Melbourne v Richmond down in Casey. Big game, that one.
Yeah, that will be a beauty to see where those two teams are at, Daisy. You expect both Melbourne and Richmond to be right there pulling the end of the season?
I certainly do. I think Richmond last year were their own worst enemy for a month of footy. I think it was the Gold Coast Suns are up by 40-odd. The next week they come out and drew against Fremantle and then threw a game against North Melbourne when they had the change of coach. So without those three, it would have been a top 4 berth. Give themselves a second chance. Bitterly unlucky in that last game of the season up there at Brisbane as well, where they gassed it on the goal line. So they've improved over the off-season with their 2 recruits that we've spoken about. We expect them to be back up there. They're tried, they're hard, they're proven. Very hard to knock.
And Daisy, you're carrying a heavy load at Triple M this season. You've got plenty on again. You've had to carry the load. Billy Brown decided to nick off at half time. He had something more important on. But what did you make of his commentary in the first half? His special comments.
Well, firstly, it was great to have him out here doing special comments. Obviously, he's stepped away from that side. So to have him back, look, at one point he was intrigued by a man who was wearing a vest, and then he spoke about the vest not having sleeves, and we had to explain him that's the essence of what a vest is. That was one thing. Also, he struggled with how many players were on the field. We were talking about how condensed Essendon were when they were moving the ball, and, well, he's not great with maths, so have a listen to this.
Jai Caldwell had a strong season.
Yeah, good tap there. It's not going to go far here. Have a look. The whole 52 player, he's on a team, 20. So about 44 players, or even 40 players.
18 on the ground.
We're inside 50.
Yeah. Maybe 36.
Yeah,
got there in the end.
It's changed a bit since I played.
No, it hasn't.
It's changed a bit since I played. No, it hasn't. He got there and went, how far? Look how close, how 54. So, look, he was pretty good. First up from a spell. Hopefully he's better second up.
About a minute to go before we go up to Sydney. Joey Montagna, thoughts on Essendon? They kicked 3 goals, 14 in the end. Was it a disappointing day, or do you think they were just inaccurate?
Yeah, no, a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to have seen a bit more from the Bombers, particularly with their ball movement and especially around the contest. I mean, Ethan's numbers, plus 29, getting beaten in contest and getting beating in tackles as well. I'm sure Brad Scott will be disappointed with that. They've shown some signs over the pre-season. There were some good little moments against Gold Coast with their small forwards, but I think certainly it's going to be the midfield. I mean, Darcy Parish was really quiet. Dylan Shield didn't get to work after quarter time. Zach Merritt probably not as prolific as we expect. So, look, I think they've got certainly more in them. I think that Essendon will be around that mark, maybe 10 to 14. I'm not sure whether they're good enough just yet to make finals, but they'd certainly want to put in a better performance against Hawthorn in round 1.
So Sydney will play Carlton on Triple M, and the West Coast and Adelaide game is also available on the Listener app if you want to catch the Triple M call. Here at Moorabbin, St Kilda were victorious 10-7, 67 defeating Essendon in this practice game, 3-14, 32. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Eve. All the team behind the scenes, as well as Robbo back at his spiritual home. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Triple M traffic.
Bet with Bluebet, the true blue Aussie bookie. Proud supporters of Triple M's Rush Hour. Download the app today. Gamble responsibly.
Donnybrook Road will be closed to traffic between Epping and Plenty Roads from 4 a.m. March 6 until April 6. Visit vicroads.vic.gov.au/Donnybrook. Numerous road closures around the MCG tonight due to the Ed Sheeran concert. Loads of foot traffic through the area. Avoid if possible. The Westgate Freeway is still heavy going at the moment both ways, but it is now easing with traffic just beyond the bridge. Save up to 80% at Coco Republic's warehouse sale. Starts today. 31 to 33 Wangara Road, Cheltenham. 3 days only, ends Sunday while stocks last. And that's your latest Triple M traffic up to date.
Here's a simple formula to win 4-day passes for you and 3 mates to the Formula One Grand Prix with pit lane access, paddock tour, $2,000 cash to spend on whatever you like, and we'll chopper you in.
You could be a Triple M VIP. Amazing.
Just listen carefully to Triple M's Marty Sheargold show anytime from 6 to 9, because we'll be asking questions while you work. Check every radio.
Radio check.
It's on 105.1 Monday morning from
You just got to know Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show to go.
Who knows?
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.